Naughty Dog, that's when he made that statement.
Yeah.
No.
Somebody just brought it back up because did y'all see Schreier though today on that other podcast?
That's when he made that
What the fuck is that shit called? I was watching it earlier.
I mean, Corey Barlog said he wanted his game to come to PC.
That's true. He been said that, yeah.
He said that so, pretty sure he raised his hand to volunteer for which game goes to PC.
Hey. Damn, what's the name of that fucking podcast? No, that's not it.
Yes, sir. We live. Yes, sir.
Oh, it's called the Min-Max Show. He was on that today.
That's a good name.
Talking about kind of like clearing up some things from his article and things like that. Also adding some stuff he left out, which I thought was very convenient that he left some things out. So we're gonna talk about that too.
Who, Jason Schreier?
Yeah. He long story short, we're gonna get into more detail. He left out the condition of Sony Bend after Days Gone and the leadership and things. So
Okay.
Then he played the victim, which had me weak.
Him and David Chappie got beef though.
Yo, that clip.
Not surprised.
They got beef, dog.
Hold up. That clip of the guy David Jaffe's interview with Jeff Ross, I believe his name is. And the guy coming on and roasting Jeff Ross. Bro, when I tell you that shit had me on the ground, that was the wildest thing I've ever seen in my life. Yo, how does a man come on a podcast and you violate him like this? Yo.
The thing is, I don't even think he's supposed to hear it.
Oh, you couldn't hear it?
Yeah.
That's good. That's what I feel bad.
He had audio.
But if he watches it back, that would be kind of messed up. I went in on him.
Yeah, a lot of the questions he didn't even hear because he was having Discord problems.
Oh, okay. Good thing he didn't hear that.
It was something like, "Oh, I wish I would have gotten my day back," or something like that. Something ridiculous.
He called it "Days is Gone."
Yeah, my day is gone.
Days is gone.
He was reaching at that fucking point.
That shit had me dying.
Alright, hold on, let me see. Y'all seen the Resident Evil thing?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sold on that shit.
I've been sold on it.
Big,
but we're gonna
big
talk about
time
that a
sex
little bit.
time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I didn't even watch this. I see J-Main has the Indie Direct or what Indie World Showcase here. I don't know anything about.
I watched.
I didn't even
It wasn't
watch
anything special to me, but
What was that
thought
for?
Thought
Microsoft?
I'd throw it in there. Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't even watch it, so I don't even know what they announced. At this point, like Nintendo is irrelevant to me until they drop that Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Brilliant Pearl, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I want that remake.
I just bought my cousin their Switch.
It's probably my most anticipated Switch game for the year. That Mario Golf looked pretty good too, but those are the only two games I'm kind of looking forward to on the Switch at the moment. So,
what about Breath of the Wild 2? No, it's not on
that's
your
not
radar.
coming out this year. I think we might get a look at it this year, but I don't think it's coming this year though.
Yeah, I think they're kind of saving that for the Pro.
Where's Bayonetta 3 though? That's the thing.
I'm
Where's
waiting for-
Bayonetta 3 and Metroid? That was the other
I'm
thing.
waiting for my my bet with Jack to fall through so I can get this $20 from him, man, but they ain't showing it.
Oh man.
They ain't showing
Bought by
it.
Tencent before that happened. They gonna get bought by Tencent.
By
We'll see.
Tencent. Nah, Tencent definitely throwing some money around, but
They already own a part of them. Just get ready.
Yeah.
yeah, Tencent be buying stakes and shit in gaming companies and shit like that.
Yeah.
I'd be happy when they redo that online though.
Damn,
Sure.
not Kofi's in the chat. I wonder why. Why. Kofi.
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, you can blame Blaze.
You know
You
what's
can blame Blaze.
But hold on. You know what's crazy? Like this whole Kofi started as a Discord joke. How did this like blow up to the point that like people in like the audience know it now about like the Kofi stuff? Like that's how I want to understand. Like how do people even know about it? Like there's like an inside joke in the. I love Anubis too, man. That's my man. That's my man.
Anubis too, man.
See, yo, the funny thing, y'all have made fun of Anubis so much that he loves me to the point that now he's fighting against the love for me, man.
That's crazy.
Anubis,
You rebelling now, man.
Anubis, continue to love me, man. Fuck the haters, man. Continue to love me, man. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what it is? Probably
man.
because somebody did it on one of your streams.
I don't know, but now everybody knows about the whole Kofi joke, bro. Now it's crazy. All right, we on time. The Podfathers are on time. We here. Yo, we at episode 190, boys. 10 more than we had 200, bro.
200. 2 bills.
What are we doing for a celebration first of all?
Shout out to Nev.
2 ushers, you know what I mean?
What PS5 giveaway?
4 versions.
PS5 giveaway. I don't know about that, bro. You know what?
Box.
You know what? J-Man will give his. He will volunteer to give his PlayStation 5 away because he ain't playing no games anyway. So you know what I mean.
Oh, Jay, damn, you put you on the spot like that.
Hold up. I think I'm tied for the most games beaten here right now. Is that correct, Alex?
You might be right. So.
Oh, all right. I thought so. How many? I got 10. How many games you got to beat, Kofi?
Oh shit.
Where you at?
I've got 1, 2, 3. That's all I got beat.
3 games? All of them old ass games you were streaming, you ain't beat none of them?
And they're old too. I beat Bloodborne plus the Old Hunters DLC. I got the God of War Platinum. I went back and got the Platinum of the original God of War. And I beat 3D World, Bowser's Fury. Those are the only 3 games I played from beginning to end, bro.
Jesus.
Only 3 games. I'm actually I'm actually mad close to finishing Pokemon again though. I don't know why I'm like into a Pokemon mood a little bit, but I've been playing. I already beat Sword before, but I've been playing my version of Shield because I bought the double pack, and I actually bought the DLC. For some reason, like I'm actually enjoying it like this time around. I don't know why. Maybe because it's just a dry out here, but I'm actually enjoying it this time around. I haven't really jumped into the DLC yet. I want to finish the base game before I jump into the DLC. But yeah, I just been keeping myself occupied, man, by playing.
Yeah, you know what's bad when you got the DLC for Pokemon, man.
Trust me, bro. That's all I was seeing on the timeline, bro. Like, it's dry out here, and I'm waiting on that Returnal.
You should get Bravely Default, honestly.
You know what? It's on my Amazon wish list. I'm hoping my girl buys it for me for my birthday, so I'm gonna just chill out. So you know what I mean? I hope
it's really good.
You talking about the second one, Alex?
Yep.
I beat the first one too on the 3DS.
Well, there's 2 of them on the 3DS.
No, there's Bravely Second, right? Isn't it Bravely Second?
There's Bravely Default, then there's
Default
Second Layer, and then Default 2. But Default 2 doesn't connect to Default 1 at all.
Oh, okay.
So you can play Default 2 with no problem.
Okay. Yeah, man. So I've been pretty much just keeping myself busy with that. Yo, what y'all been playing anyways?
I beat Marvel's Avengers.
Sheesh.
I deleted that shit off of my system so damn fast.
Hold on.
See, the last few missions were actually pretty good, but overall that game is like a 7 out of 10 at max.
Wow, that's actually
not bad. That's not bad.
It's not a bad game. It's not a bad game. It's just
I be telling people, bro.
It's very repetitive and boring. A lot of things are repetitive, but if you're having fun with it, then it's kind of different. This game, you go into an area and you're doing the same shit over and over and over and over again, until you get to the end, which you're still kind of doing the same thing, but the variety of enemies that they throw at you, the set pieces and stuff like that, make it a little bit more fun, and then you get more access to certain characters. But the story overall was okay. Gameplay is mediocre at best to me. It's not polished like a Spider-Man or something like that, or even a Batman. Like the movement feels off. It doesn't feel like it's.
And they all play the same, pretty much the same controls for each character. Like that's my issue with the game. Like playing Avengers, you know what it really made me feel like? It just made me want an Iron Man game. Like it made I would love an Iron Man game. Imagine they just stuck with that one character and they just fleshed that out. That would be super dope. We just
That's kind of how I feel about the Black Panther DLC. I want a Black Panther game.
Or
Really
even
bad.
I want
even
a
a
Captain
Hulk.
America one.
Even
Captain
a Hulk
America.
game would have been pretty dope. Like playing as the Hulk in Marvel's Avengers, it kind of reminded me of like the old school Hulk games that we got in the Xbox PS2 era. There was a couple Hulk games that dropped for that, and it kind of reminded me of that a little bit. I think it's too much characters all fighting for the screen, the screen time. Each character's not really fleshed out either, and it's set up as a games of service. So come on.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. That game lost Square Enix a lot of money, but It looks like Outriders is trying to, carrying the slack right now for them.
Hell no, not the way they wiping characters. Man,
I don't really know the whole controversy for
my
that, but all I know is a lot of people are playing that game.
Saves.
That's all I know. I know a lot of
I'm
people.
almost done with it. I'm like 17 hours in.
You like it?
17
though, right?
hours yet?
Yeah.
What'd you think of the story? You like the story?
I find it interesting. It's not about the same as I was finding Destiny.
Oh, really? Okay. When I played the, I don't remember if it was a demo or a beta. I really liked the direction that the story was going in. So I was always interested to see how people felt about the story. I'm not buying that shit though.
One of the cool things is as you continue to play, you continue to get levels that increase the difficulty.
Right.
So there's like 15 levels, I think. I'm at level 8, which is immortal, and that's the point where I reach where I can't. It's hard for me to go any further. It's hard to beat enemies.
You playing solo?
Yeah, I'm playing solo.
Oh, okay.
So
Yes, sir.
I think to get to the higher ones, you need to play with friends.
Gotcha.
If you got a social media account, if you want to do the podcast a little bit of a favor, help spread the word. Let the people know we're live on Twitter. Tweet out a link. We're about to get the podcast started. Big shout out to everybody tuning into the podcast live. We came on time. Shout out to J Main for coming on time. I appreciate that.
Don't thank me, thank the people, man. I love y'all, man.
You know what I mean? And yeah,
Think about y'all all day.
We're gonna go ahead and get started with the podcast. We definitely have some dope topics this week to talk about. Unlike last week, we still had a really good podcast last week. So if you missed it, go check it out. Even though the topics were light that week, but this week we definitely got some shit to talk about. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the introductions. Shout out to all the new viewers. We appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe to everybody's channel. The links are in the description below. And yeah, let's start off with our guest. Actually, let's start off with the man himself, Big Cloud. Say what up.
What's going on? Shit. A lot of funny shit. Jack's face told the story. A lot of frauds in the PlayStation community. But to answer your question earlier, since there ain't shit to play on the next gen consoles, going through my backlog here. But yeah, it's gonna be a good show. Go hit the like button, share it around. Let's have a good one.
And Kofi himself, the legend.
Oh,
Anubis, say what up to the people, man.
Yo, what's up, man? Make sure y'all support the podcast, and that's it.
All right, yeah. Make sure you follow Anubis the Dead on Twitter. Check out my boy. You know what I mean? He cool. And let's introduce our panel now for the first time listeners. We're gonna start off with J-May.
Yes, sir. First and foremost, I would like to give a rest in peace to DMX.
For real.
I know last show we, I said I wanted to say my prayers out for his health, but unfortunately he did pass away. And, shout out to that man for leaving his stamp on the world and, leaving us with great music, great ideologies, great thoughts, great poetry, and, just a great time. I couldn't even count on two hands how many times I've been out clubbing, partying to his music, listening to his albums. Slipping is easily a top 5 of like my favorite songs in hip hop of all time. So, one of his first album was one of the best debut albums in hip hop history. So, definitely rest in peace to DMX. Shout out to the dog. And ready to start the show. J-Main, of course, if you don't know. And let's get into it.
You know what's crazy? Since you mentioned X, your first, like you said, R.I.P.
Absolutely.
Really big into my childhood growing up, listening to DMX. All my brothers bought his tapes and stuff like that. I used to watch him all the time, and he has some crazy hit records that still slap today. It's really sad news, unfortunate. But one thing that I was really happy to see is just how celebrated he was. Usually when people pass away, people try to pull dirt on people and say they did that, they did this. At least on my timeline and the trending topics I seen on Twitter, I didn't see nothing crazy about DMX. This guy was widely loved. You know what I mean? He was widely loved despite going through his demons, the drug addiction that he's been going through. His story is actually mad sad when you actually hear it from him. But you could tell this guy was truly, truly loved, right? Because no one pulled out no skeletons like that. No one really focused on his addiction. We got one nasty article from the New York Post or something, but it was a trash.
Oh yeah,
trash ass.
He was still
outlet,
fighting for his life at that point too.
Yeah,
trash as hell.
trash ass outlet, New York Post. But overall though, like you didn't see nothing negative, and I think that was a perfect testament to like how much he was loved too. So. Rest in peace to DMX, man. Rest in peace to DMX. He's going to be remembered forever. He's already known as one of the greatest, to ever do it. So, yeah. Jack, go ahead and do your intro.
Shit, what's good with y'all boys? How y'all doing it? I hope y'all week going better than mine. You know what I mean? Shit, ain't no games out, and yeah, let's get to it.
Yo, Jack.
Hold up.
I watched one of your videos this week of you doing the jiggy food. I think you were having what was it? Was it like ramen?
Ramen.
Ramen. Yeah.
That was your first time, right?
Official ramen. Yeah.
Make sure you guys go check out Jack Moon's video. There was
Yes, sir.
I saw you on a date with it looked like a little bit like a double date with
a date.
A little
bit
of
get no women.
It almost looked like a double date. I want to talk about it a little bit.
Friendly
I'm like,
situation, you know what I mean?
Date.
It was a friendly situation, you know what I mean?
I was like, yo, it's Jack.
To you, Jack. Okay.
Is Jack finally about to slide in some cheeks? I was
That's
so
the home.
happy for this
That's the
man.
home right there. That's the home. Shout out to Nuha. That's the home.
Okay, so which one's which? The one who was sitting across from you is which one's which? The one sitting across
I was
from
sitting next to my sister, and then I was with Nuha was across from me, and then Mr. Bitch is across from my.
Okay. I like that. I see.
We were just chilling, man, getting some ramen. That's all it was.
All right.
It was
That's
innocent.
good. That was good. Innocent. But make sure y'all check
Yeah.
out this video.
Innocent. That camera tell other things.
What you mean?
Yeah.
I was trying to get the food.
Said that
I
out
was
loud.
trying to
My
look at the
bad.
food.
Damn.
Hey, Jack, I saw you trying to pre the ramen, but I saw some things hanging on the
looking at the
side. I
He
don't
was
know what
looking
you're.
at the food.
I don't know what you're
Hey,
trying
man,
to
those
taste.
things got into the camera view, man. I ain't even do all that. You know what I mean?
It was definitely looking tasty.
It was very
That's
delicious
okay.
view. I'll say that. There you go.
Damn, I think I need me some ramen too. I always been wanting to try some of that.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
fucking dead.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, this guy ain't slick. I see what you doing, sir. You ain't slick.
Hey, man, I was just
Yes,
shooting the video,
sir.
man. I was just shooting the
Yo,
food.
Jack's
man,
been sneaking on the side. That's what it is.
this man went home, took a screenshot, and beat the shit out of his meat. Yo, you know you laughing because it's true. You know you laughing it's true. He went home and beat his meat to that shit, yo, real quick.
No,
Beat
man.
that thing like it owed them money.
Oh,
Killing
my
that
goodness.
shit, dog.
Damn.
Y'all some wild
Alex,
boys.
say what up to the people, man.
Everyone, thank you for coming out to the podcast this evening. Hope you guys have had a fantastic week. It is Thirsty Thursday. In fact, during the podcast, I will make my famous alcoholic beverage that I drink every single stream on my channel. Check it out. It's fucking great. We're going to make it here in front of everybody so you guys know what to do and how to do it. Also, if you want to see more content, check out the Patreon at patreon.com/PressStartPod, where you have been supporting us oh so graciously. And also check out all of our channels here. But the only person that makes content is me. Everybody else doesn't make content. Even J-Main doesn't make content. So,
Huh? Oh, let me drop my OnlyFans link.
yeah, drop your OnlyFans. Also, people have been I put out a video of me doing some squats the other day, right? I felt pretty good. I was like, oh, I got a new personal record, not too bad. 99% of the responses have been, yo, when the OnlyFans dropping, let me see them cheeks.
Oh man, go ahead and
The
do it.
funny thing is, I think
I think it's time, boys.
The funny thing is, I think if Alex actually did an OnlyFans, all his little, weird PC mans over there will probably support that shit. That's a crazy thing. I think they'll support you, man.
Mario Sniper, Unforgiven.
Tanga, all the man.
Unforgiven's gonna get the top tier.
They already got the free preview. Why they gonna pay for it? Why they gonna pay for it?
I stream with both. I streamed with 2 of those already, so
They already seen it, right?
no, I don't know about all that. I think maybe no, I don't think anybody's seen the goods actually.
Oh,
Come on.
I don't think I have anything miscellaneous floating around out there. I hope not.
I'm pretty sure Unforgiven will find it.
Unforgiven will find it.
Yeah, and if you don't know me, the host, PressStartKofi, Shout out to the new viewers once again. We always appreciate new viewers. If you're a new viewer, leave a comment at the end of the podcast so we can, shout you out next time, man. But let's go ahead and get started. Like, where do we start, man? There's just so much negativity on the timeline these past couple of days.
So much doom and gloom.
Too much doom and gloom, especially when it comes to the PlayStation brand. So we're definitely going to be talking about that. But I kind of want to start off with the showcase, the Resident Evil showcase. We all watched it here, right?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, so Jack, give us your thoughts. Are you excited for Resident Evil 8 Village? They announced that they're going to be doing another demo starting on Saturday, I believe. For PlayStation owners, right?
Yeah.
So they get to play, they have 8 hours to play a 30-minute demo. Am I correct so far?
Yeah. It's 2 different demos.
Right.
But they get to play one of them. PlayStation fans get to play one of them.
I think we already
right?
we already had the other one. I think that's the thing. Like, the other
it's two different
joints.
2 new ones.
Yes.
2 new ones.
It's 2. One's a castle, one's a village, and the one we got earlier was the maiden. Yeah, this
one actually has combat, Jack. This time, like, there's actual combat in this one. So,
right.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure someone in the chat will correct me if I'm wrong. I believe you get 30 minutes, and you get to pick whatever, the castle or the village, wherever you want to play. For PlayStation owners, they get to play on the 17th of this month. Everybody else got to wait until May 1st. Am I correct so far? Everyone got to wait till May 1st to check out the demo, right?
Yep.
Pretty much. You can download it today too, they said. So the download's preloaded. Yeah.
For PlayStation, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so with that being said, Jack, what did you think of the new trailer of Resident Evil Village?
I mean, it's more the same of what we've been seeing. I've seen like 4 showcases of this game already. It didn't really move the needle for me. You know what I mean? They had Lady, what's her name? Lady D. She was sucking on old buddy. They showed that. Other than that, man, I ain't really get to. They announced Mercenaries, which I don't give a fuck about.
Yeah.
What's the other online they got? That shit look trash.
Resident Evil Verse, something like that.
All that added on content is dog shit. I'm gonna get the game. Looking forward to the game. I'm glad they changed up the enemy variety as opposed to 7. But yeah, this didn't really do nothing too much for me. I actually thought it was pretty boring.
I got a question.
What's up?
Hey, how come Shuhei finally shows up, but only on a AAA game and not an indie game?
That's a great one. Like, yeah, ain't you supposed to be working on indie game? What are you talking about?
Wait, y'all starting already with that bullshit?
Hey, you got a point. Shuhei has been ghost.
All these Sony fans talking about congratulations. Like, bro, where are y'all games at?
Yeah,
we all know Shuhei's position was pretty much a retirement position with a title. This motherfucker ain't doing shit no more but relaxing, sipping sake, and eating ramen.
J-Man.
When they told me he was head of indie games, he went home and just started playing indie games.
J-Man, they find anything at this point. Yo, these PlayStation guys are in such a doom and gloom mood that they find anything and they're like, there's some negative shit. They just spin anything, some negative shit now. Like, they're in the phase. They're definitely in the phase right now. Alex, what did you think of the showcase? You looking forward to Resident Evil Village?
Listen, I need to play Resident Evil 7 because I haven't played 7.
Haven't played it?
No, I stopped at 6 because 6 disappointed me so incredibly much in the middle of a stream that I had to turn it off.
Yeah.
Although I've seen clips of 6 and I heard it goes places, so I kind of just want to see what it does like thematically. But I know 7 is like a really good dark horse Resident Evil. But with 8, I think Capcom knows exactly what they're doing. And what I mean by that is they're taking a character that people are very, very horny for, and they are doing everything they can to make you as horny as possible for this character. And they know exactly what they're doing. And when I saw that, I was like, they're leaning all the way into it, and I'm kind of cool with it. I love it, actually, because they're just going nonstop, and they're just going to push the envelope. And that's what we need in those kinds of games. They're campy, they're fun, but they can also be really weird and wild. And I think that's what's so fantastic about them. So I'm kind of pumped to see what they do with 8. And I think I'm going to stream 7 as well.
Yeah. I might have to send you my.
Yeah, you definitely gotta get on 7,
PC.
bro.
I have it on PC already.
Yeah. You got to play 7, no, I'm saying. You missed out. So.
Yeah. I heard like the DLC isn't needed, but I kind of want to do that too.
That's my biggest takeaway from this damn showcase. Is no goddamn VR support for Resident Evil 8 has been announced yet. I'm still giving them a chance.
Oh yeah, that was another interesting thing. Yeah,
they're waiting for VR2, I think, more likely.
You know what, J-Main? If VR was coming, they would have talked about it. Like, let's keep it a buck. They wouldn't have waited this long to mention VR. Like, it's just weird if it's planned. You know what I mean? Why save that for such a late announcement? So
they showed RE4 VR.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I knew. And that's what I knew was a wrap. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I knew was a wrap, because I'm like, all right, even if that Resident Evil 4 should not come into PSVR, they could at least announce an Oculus version, or, you know what I'm saying, support on PC for Resident Evil 8 VR. And like future down the line, it might come to PSVR 2 or some shit like that. But it's not happening. So that I was disappointed in that, because Resident Evil 7 in VR is fantastic. But
they'll just resell it to you, J-Man. That's all they're gonna do. They're gonna resell it and go, yeah, VR support now. That's all it is. People are gonna buy it.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna be good by then.
Yeah.
But the trailer and stuff like that. Like Jack said, more of the same. At this point, I'm looking forward to the game. I'm not hyped about it. Jack, you know a little something about that, right?
Oh, you're looking forward to it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to it at this point. If they had VR, then I would have been hyped for the game. But right now, I'm just looking forward to it. I like 7. So it's really nothing else they can really show me, because I know they're probably not trying to spoil much.
Yeah.
Just keep, just keep throwing Lady D in my face, and you might be on to something.
Yeah. Just bouncing off what you said, I'm already sold on the game, J-Man. I've been sold on the game, the first couple of trailers and the first gameplay. I like this new direction that they're going. I'm one of those people that do not have a problem with the new direction Resident Evil is going with the first-person perspective. I think it's actually a nice mix-up. Maybe make the new games first-person, remake the old games in third-person. I think that's a cool balance between the two.
Or VR.
with Resident Evil 7, it still felt like a Resident Evil game. So it did not feel like something different. It just a perspective changed. The one thing that I feel like Resident Evil 7 that I wonder if they're gonna rectify in Resident Evil 8 is making us care more about Ethan as a character, because we essentially do not know too much about him. He's not really as iconic as obviously, and it's gonna be hard to, because these guys have been in the game series since the beginning, like Chris, Jill, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So Leon it's gonna be tough to match those characters, but I would like to know more about Ethan, the new character in Resident Evil 8. It looks like it's gonna be good. I don't know why they keep trying with the spin-offs. I don't know why they do it. They always try to make a multiplayer game. I know they dropped the Mercenaries on like 3DS back in the day or some shit like that. They're bringing back Mercenaries. It don't look good to me. I think they should honestly just focus on what people want. It's just the great single player, campaign. But they seem to be always trying new things. I guess I can't knock them for that, right? They're attempting to always add something different to the game. So they're bringing this mercenary shit to Resident Evil. But from what I've seen, I'm not too interested in it at all. So
definitely not.
Anubis, Resident Evil 8 thoughts.
I'm excited for the game. I played the demo on the PlayStation 5 and I thought it was great. I don't understand why people keep the studio keeps doing all these conferences showcasing the game. I don't think the game warrants that kind of showcasing. I mean, I don't like Red Dead got probably the same amount of attention. That game's way on a higher caliber than this game. But other than that, I'm excited for the game.
Yeah. Well, I think this game is probably going to do extremely well. So I remember prior to this game getting like official title and we're hearing about it, they were saying that like it started off as like Revelations 3, but they thought it was going to be, they liked the direction that they were going so much that like, we got to make this a mainline game. So I think they got a lot of faith in this game. That's why they're pushing it so hard, doing all these showcases for the game. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be a smash. Before we get to BitCloud and see what he thinks about, Village, do y'all think that this game is going to be received better than Resident Evil 7 when it comes to the critics, because it got out of 100 reviews, it got an 86 on Metacritic. Do you think that this game is gonna match it, or is it gonna match it? Is it gonna fall below it, or is it gonna exceed Resident Evil 7?
I think it's got more content. Yeah, it's got more
gonna
content out the box. Plus, is more refined with the movements and everything. I think they did a better job on this one.
Yeah. So y'all think it's gonna score higher than the Resident Evil 7, pretty much.
Yeah, I would say a couple points higher.
Yeah, because the Resident Evil 7 is, I mean, you played it. It's extremely slow. It's not really you know what I mean, like a high stakes game. It's very like methodical in how you go about it. You know, you're walking majority of the time.
The world for 8 is a lot more interesting, but I still think it's gonna have the same flaw where Ethan is gonna get no character development.
That's true. He ain't even on the box art.
It's gonna be the same flaw.
What was that? What was the flaw?
Ethan, he's not gonna get any character development.
And I think you have to play it to understand, like Alex, like Ethan, even when he gets hurt, he has like the weirdest reactions to pain. Like it's not even like it's weird. Like they have this mechanic where like you can lose armor. Huh?
Do they explain that in the story at least?
No. Like they have this mechanic where he'll lose like a limb or whatnot, and you can use like a health pack to put it back on, like that. And Ethan would nonchalantly do this and have like no reaction to it at all. It's like you're literally just pouring liquid on wounds, and your arms are back together. Like I'm dead ass. You're gonna see
nice.
Yeah, but Big Cloud, thoughts real quick before we move on.
I'm hyped for it. I saw the last demo before we got to the showcase. It was running on PS4. IGN showed it when she threw the dresser across the room. It looks good. I do like what they're doing with the new mechanics. I will say Mercenaries, I could care less about the Mercenaries mode, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to play it for Platinum. So there's that damn thing. But I'm surprised they did that instead of that. Y'all remember Separate Ways? That was in part 4, where you can play as another character. They're pushing Chris a lot in the trailer. They're telling that he kills, XYZ. Why not have a separate thing where you can play as him, see it from his perspective as why he did what he has to do, type of thing. They didn't do that.
DLC.
Yeah, more likely, because they did that with Resident Evil 7. There was it was so many DLC like going off, like with the brother and all that stuff. So they'll probably do that. But back to what Alex said about the lady. Yeah, they know what they're doing. They're literally over sexualizing this character. It's fine because it's a different approach. It's a much welcome approach this time around, because Resident Evil 7 focused on the dad, and the dad was like the creepiest thing about 7. He was the only creepy character. So I'll say it.
Yeah. All right. They also announced that there's a Netflix show, and they showed a trailer for that. Anybody interested in that?
I like it. I think I might check it out.
2 years, Kofi. 2 years after Resident Evil 4, and it's going to showcase the dad of Ashley. So more than likely, you might see Ashley in this and get more context to her story. And this is a cool way they can. Yeah, they might be able to write her back into the games if they want going forward.
Yeah.
With this
so as for the story could very well be good, but I hate kind of like the animation like that. I wish it was kind of drawn. You know what I mean? Like a Castlevania type of thing, not this.
Oh, you want that extra?
Thing.
You want that extra?
Yeah, I want it. It would have been dope if it was like an anime, like it was drawn and shit. I thought it would have been dope. But,
it looks like a PS3 animated cutscene.
Yeah, exactly, Anubis. It looks like some shit that you would see on the PS3 360 generation cutscenes and stuff like that. I'm not really a fan of it too tough, but I'm gonna check it out. It's coming on Netflix. I forgot the date. I should have my
July. I know they said July 2021.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's July.
I don't think they have an exact date.
Yeah, so that's coming. And was there any other announcements that they talked about the showcase that's coming besides that?
Did we discuss the multiplayer?
VR.
The multiplayer zombie mode?
VR. Yeah, we talked about the mercenaries already. But they did announce Resident Evil 4 VR for the Oculus Quest 2. So
Oculus Quest 2. Yep.
There's that.
Yeah, I thought they was about to talk about the remake for Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
But then they said, you see the hands and shit. I was like, wow.
They did talk about the movie though. The new movie, the live action one.
The live action one.
Yeah, we're gonna get more context to that later this year.
It's being filmed in Toronto. Hold up. You know what I mean? Being filmed in Toronto. So that's dope. Hopefully, I might get a cameo in there. I kind of look like a zombie a little bit, so yeah. So you know, what I mean,
I think that VR game, I think is going to be permanently exclusive to Quest 2.
I don't think so.
There's no such thing as an exclusive for VR, man.
Yeah.
Why you say
I
that?
just think they're waiting for PSVR 2 to come out.
Can you play the Resident Evil 7 on Quest 2? Then there is exclusivity.
But isn't Facebook developers working on this?
You can, but not officially. Yeah.
You can, but not officially. Like, there's so many ways of like VR, not pirating, but the thing is, there's like Steam already has the integrations to actually integrate other VR headsets in through Steam, and there's like an actual hook that pulls in your Vive and whatever headset you want to use in whatever game and storefront you want. Like, you don't have to buy a Quest 2. And also, VR is so small. Why would you want exclusives for VR? Like, nobody, it's so hard to afford. And it's such a niche market. That's a dumb thing to do.
Yeah, it's a dumb, but...
Yeah. I think they're kind of just waiting for the PSVR 2 to come out, and I think they're going to put it on there. Yeah. Because it's weird that it's only on Oculus Quest 2. Like, that just seems like very specific to a newer headset that just came out.
But if it can do it on Quest 2, then it should be able to do it on PSVR. Why limit yourselves?
So why it's not on there? That's my. I asked why I went on there. Motherfuckers on Twitter was getting mad at me. You alright, bro?
But yo,
damn, I'm sorry. I just want to know what's coming to what.
Yeah, I got a question though. I swear, isn't a Facebook dev working on this with Capcom or no? Or am I bugging? Did I hear wrong?
Let's think so.
Let's Google it. That's why.
He said Armature Studios.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they work for Oculus or not, but
yeah, I don't know if it's like maybe that's why. I don't know. Let's look if we can find it.
Armature, yeah, it's an independent studio.
I want to ask y'all a question too. Did y'all see? I think we already talked about it. Y'all see that shit about the RE engine? It's not called a Resident Evil engine. Y'all seen that shit?
Yeah, I heard you say that before.
Oh, I think I've seen that on the timeline. What's that all about again?
It stands for Reach for the Moon engine or some shit like that.
The fuck?
Yeah. So that's why the logo like this. That's why the logo like this, like somebody grabbing the moon.
But the thing is, the icon is a hand.
I thought it was the zombie grabbing the human, trying to grab a human.
Yeah, bro, I thought it was Resident Evil.
It's a hand grabbing the moon.
It's a hand reaching the moon.
Oh, that's
wow. Yeah, so what I'm reading is that it's the remake, the Resident Evil 4 VR, not a remake, I don't think it's a remake, will be a collaboration between the publisher Capcom, Oculus parent company, and the independent studio Armature. Okay. That's what it says. So
what it is, what it is. If you want it, buy a Quest for it. You know, I know a couple people in the Discord that recently bought a Quest 2 and they're loving it. So, and yeah, VR is actually easily accessible now. Alex, I would say with the Quest, you know, they're at a good price entry. What, $399?
It's like what, $399, $400?
$399 for a Quest, like a 64 gig. So it's not too bad, man.
There's a video by Super Bunny Hop, and he does a lot of like VR content now. He's been playing a lot of it lately, and he did some good stuff. He even got PSVR to work on PC.
Yeah.
So like it's just a lot of wild stuff that you can do with VR, you know.
Yeah.
But I want to save up and get a headset for Alex. That's what I want to play.
You know what? I'm gonna suggest that you don't, because I have an original Quest.
It's also a grand, right?
Yeah, and listen, if you're gonna be spending $1,000 on a VR headset, you better make sure you're gonna get $1,000 worth. And I'm gonna keep it a real Half-Life. Right. Alex is amazing, but after you're done that shit, you're gonna be putting that shit down.
I'm gonna send it back.
You're gonna put that shit down, bro. So
I told you I played golf with
that's what I'm saying.
Them yesterday.
The Oculus is probably the best entry point right now, in my personal opinion. If you want to get into some VR, it's wireless. The store is cool. I know people are crying because of stupid Facebook integration, but it's not really a big deal. Just make a dummy Facebook account and just, you know what I mean? But the Quest is actually a really good product. I'm actually going to see if I can get the Quest 2. But the best entry point to VR is actually the Oculus Quest right now. That shit is a very solid product. And I definitely recommend it from even just the
Does it have
Quest.
full hand tracking?
Yeah, mine
like when
has
you can hand
these
tracking,
sensors.
like with your fingers and stuff. Yeah, you can do some shit with your fingers. Yeah, you can do some shit with your fingers.
That's what the HTC
Mine's got the sensors. I got the Rift.
I think it could tell if you're holding it, but I don't think if you it doesn't have cameras around you to see if you're actually not holding.
Well, but it has cameras on the headset, right? It has cameras on the headset. If you don't have if you're not using like the whatever they call the controllers, I'm pretty sure you could still it can like look at your hands and shit.
But
and
would it be able to tell behind the controller? It can't tell if you lifted your fingers.
I don't think it's super detailed to the point like okay, like all your fingers and shit like that. But I don't know. But the Quest is dope. It's definitely a dope VR headset, and that's what kind of brought me back. Because if you watch my videos in the past or listen to my podcast, I've had a lot of slander for VR in the past, but the Quest kind of brought me back into it. I think I jumped into VR a little bit too early. I think that was my problem. I bought it when it first dropped, and it wasn't really much there. No real big IPs, and the experiences were just okay. It was definitely cool in concept, but I think there's enough there now to warrant a purchase to play every now and then. But it's not gonna replace the way you play games now. That's a fact. Now that I have it for
absolutely
now,
not.
It's gonna sit there. You're gonna use it. It's cool with friends and family. Let your girl try out Beat Saber, maybe a little bit of Super Hot, but I could almost guarantee you that your VR headset is gonna have periods of time that it's gonna be just sitting there. When you first get it,
and that's what
when you first get it, it's lit. You're gonna be touching that shit every day. That's how I was. I was sleeping with that shit. I was watching Netflix with that shit. After some time, bro, you get for real. No, this some real shit. After some time, y'all gonna see it. Y'all gonna start putting it down. You're gonna want to get back to just playing regularly the way it is. So.
I bought Quest 2 and I refunded it after 3 days. I was like, it's not gonna be for me.
No, it's definitely cool. I definitely think it's cool to have. That's why I feel like buying an entry VR headset is like the best thing that you can go for, not something that's over the top, Alex. That's why I recommend you don't go the way of the Valve. You get something nice and entry for the few games you want to play, and then that's it, man. That's it.
Press Start Memes is back in action, baby.
Yeah,
let's go.
I haven't seen that man in a minute. You made a meme? There you
go.
There you go.
Oh, did a Kofi me.
Kofi back here taking the shit. Yo.
All right, so let's move on to the next topic. Let's talk about this PlayStation update before we get into the shits. Jack, break it down for us, because I haven't turned on my PlayStation in a couple of days, so I do not know what's going on. But PlayStation recently released its first big software patch, and what improvements did it bring to the console, Jack? Can you break it down for us, if you know?
Well, I know they added, because I actually utilized this. They added share play between PS4 and PS5. So I was able to share play with my homie that ain't got a PS5 yet. He played Miles Morales, so that's cool. I know they added, what the fuck else did they added some shit to where you can pull up your trophies. I don't know, it's just a whole bunch of dumb shit. They added like a trophy summary, like trophy summary shit. They added the ability to back up games on an external hard drive.
So that's good.
Yeah. So
you can't play them.
You can't play it off the external.
You can't play it on the external though. It has to be on the internal.
Yes.
But that's so much better than downloading the game. So now you can you can buy a terabyte regular external hard drive, store the games there, and then just transfer it back when you want to play it.
Right. I think that's much faster than downloading.
I think I'd rather actually go that way instead of installing the NVMe SSD in my PS5, to be honest. I think I'd rather just buy an external terabyte and just store some games in there when I want to play.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather do that than
I'd rather have extra space.
They have a new 120 hertz option too on the menu, so you can toggle that, fix your HDR and everything.
Okay,
yes.
so
I think before 120 hertz, you had to do it like game by game or some shit like that.
Yeah, it was game by game.
Was it mandatory?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
if it offered, it was mandatory, and it was fucking up some people's games because everybody ain't got the right, equipment.
Right,
to run this
not everybody got the same TV, so they have it where you can set it.
Perfect. So now you can go into the settings and turn off 120 frames per second mode if you do not have a TV that takes advantage of this. Pretty much.
Yeah, and they added the ability where you turn on your TV, the PS5 turns on. If you turn the TV off, it turns off as well. So they added that thing as an option.
Yeah, I swear my PlayStation's been doing that though. Y'all PlayStation have
mine have.
Yo, you know what's weird, Jamie?
I don't even remember it.
Bro, I turn on my TV, my Samsung KS8000, and sometimes my PlayStation will turn on.
Your TV
HDMI. A lot of
TV has
consoles.
features. Yeah,
Say that again?
Your TV has that feature.
Yeah, your TV probably has that feature.
Oh, so that's not the
Even my PS3 does that. Like I can turn on my PS3 from the TV.
Yeah, PS3 does that, and I think
no, but I'm saying
4
I
does
turn
it
on my
too.
TV. I turn on my TV, then the PlayStation turns on.
Yeah, like
because link, you have that option in your TV. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's linked.
Oh,
It
okay,
does
I
that.
see.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
My
Now you
CX
can
will do
toggle
that.
this in general on.
Oh, okay, I see. So now
With
you
my,
can set it up. You can set it that if you turn on your PlayStation, your TV will turn on. That's what you're trying to tell me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Vice
okay.
versa.
Well, with mine, like
No, mine's already
on-
did
on-
that too, though.
on
They
the,
got folders too. You can get rid of shit that's like you know how you have like demos on your library, but you know for a fact it's not like a playable game.
Oh,
You can now
Okay.
hide those and put them in a folder and re-download those if you want them. But those are stuff you can remove from your system.
Okay.
on the CX, like all I do is if I'm on PC, it won't turn on the PS5. But if I switch to the PS5 mode, like it's HDMI, then it'll turn on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought another cool thing about this update is that game update pre-download shit, which I guess I thought it was there already, but I guess developers can enable where like the updates will download while you're away, or like in rest mode or whatever. So when you come back, you don't have to.
Do that already.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Some games do that, but apparently
Remember they were having issues at launch though. Remember, now a lot of PS5s weren't operating efficiently, so maybe that's
some games definitely don't do it because I know sometimes when I turn my PS5 on, to be an update ready to go for certain games.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe it's more wide available or some shit like that now.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Is that about it?
Base improvements. I still hate the UI. Just for the record, I don't.
It's not the
Yeah,
worst.
there's still
It's
no-
not the worst, but I don't have an issue.
It could be way better.
They went for
You know
they
what I
went
mean?
for
Like, I don't
style
have an
over
issue.
substance, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like PS4, you had the quick access menu where you had everything literally right in front of you. They don't have that at all. They try to put it in that little game based thing, but that game based thing it's not efficient enough like the way it should be.
Game based
You know,
notification be one section. All this
That's
shit
true,
should be
yeah.
one section. I don't know why it's two separate things. The
only
Yeah.
thing that is really annoying on the PlayStation 5 to me is just the change that you have to press and hold the PlayStation Home button to get to
Oh yeah.
That is
to
the
get
worst.
to the main menu. See, that's the only change that
Yeah.
it just I don't know why I just can't. My brain just can't snap to it. I still
Right.
tap
I've
been
it.
doing that
So
shit
used to
like
PS4, you
years.
hit it once, you're at the
Yeah,
menu.
you hit it
You're used
once
to
and
that.
you're in the menu.
Yeah.
This one you gotta
Same
press and
thing
hold
with
it. And I still mess that up.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's been
I
like
wish there
that
was a
for
way to reverse
PlayStation at
it.
least since the
For a
PS3
while,
days
right?
when they got
That's true. That's
when they got
true,
in-game
yeah.
cross media bar and shit like that. Like it's been like
Yeah.
that. So we talking
Yeah, that's
almost
all-
over a
yeah.
decade.
I mean, they got this 4K, user interface, but it's like, damn, how long is it going to take you to get the customized themes out there? That's what a lot of people want. A lot of people want
people
themes.
keep on talking about
customize, though?
that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like people keep on talking about themes, but the way the UI is set up, every icon is a theme. Like how you gonna get themes
takes up
on?
there's nowhere to put
Every icon takes up a theme that, like Jack said, takes up the whole screen. So how can you
Unless-
even possibly make like the whole UI would have to change at this point? Like you
Hey,
would have
the
to
No,
change
I don't
everything.
think so. I don't think so. What they
Like,
can
what do
do
you
is
have to do?
offer a feature.
Yeah.
They can offer a feature that turns off the automatic themes when you go to a tile. You have just automatic theme, and then you can put.
I guess it.
It's no
but
value.
I see compromise doing that
they-
shit, though,
they
honestly.
literally
Yeah, I
just
see
made it.
compromises.
But the thing is, they just made it to the point where you can store your games on an external USB
Yeah.
or external hard drive. Like, how half baked was this console when it first came out?
But they usually do that with themes. They usually don't come till later.
There's
Yeah,
no
but
point
yo,
in-
you
there's
know
no
what?
point.
People keep on saying
No
themes.
point, yeah.
People keep on saying themes this, themes that, but this is my personal opinion. The way that the PS5 is set up, I think I'm cool with it. Like, if the console never gets themes, though, that's just my personal.
I know
opinion.
I am. I like
think
it
I'm
the way it
cool.
is.
The way it is actually kind of fine. I kind of like that each icon kind of has this nice artwork
Different
that
style, yeah.
artwork that's blows up
I got
on
a
the
question.
whole screen. That's just my personal opinion, but I think I'm cool with the way it is. I'm cool with the way it is.
Why did they add the greatest hits banner to digital games? That makes no sense.
Yeah, yo, I hate that too.
I hate that
too. I hate that too, Doug. You preaching.
People do not like that shit, bro.
Yo, that shit fuck up the collection, dog.
Yeah, that's
make
true.
my menu look nasty. I want to delete shit that got the greatest hits themes on it,
bro.
Or maybe put it in like a separate folder or some shit.
Yo, I don't know about y'all, bro, but you guys know I'm into collecting old games and buying old shit. If it's greatest hits, I don't buy it.
No.
I do not buy
Black label.
I do not buy greatest hits.
Like with PS3's greatest hits, I want one of those red cases.
Are you tripping?
Nah, you're bugging. You know greatest hits games are actually worth less because Mario 64.
Yeah,
Mario 64
because they're not
the player choice version is actually worth less than if you just have a regular one. You know what I mean?
That shit like if you had an OG version of some Jordans versus a retro.
Like the last
three. Bro, I will when it comes to me and used games, I have freaking OCD. I'm that guy that will buy a brand new game even if there's a used copy because the sticker is on that shit, bro. The sticker.
Yeah.
I'm that guy though. Like my
I
do that all the time.
The sticker is one thing.
I will buy it. Like I recently went to go buy a game, and they had a used copy for $10. It was a new game, and I'm like, yo, I might just spend the $10 and get this shit brand new, so I don't have to deal with peeling the sticker, get my goo gone, and get that. Like I just have really bad OCD when it comes to that shit. Like, really bad OCD.
Had the goo going on deck.
I think a sticker is one thing, but like a red case, I give zero shits about a greatest hits case. Like zero.
I hate that shit. I
think the thing is because the red case doesn't look that bad. You know what I fucking hated was the greatest hits PS1 cases where there was this disgusting green.
Those are fire.
I like those.
Yeah, those are
I like those.
I hate all greatest hits. All greatest hits. I hate it, bro. I hate it.
Those
I'm buying originals.
The red doesn't look that bad, but the green on the PS1.
Yeah, what happened to Platinum Hits? I remember that shit for PS2.
I thought Xbox had platinum hits.
Was it Xbox that had the platinums?
It was Xbox. It was Xbox.
Wasn't there a thing, Jack, where like specific PS2 games had different color discs on the bottom, like somewhere blue, somewhere
black. Those were dope though. But that never had to do with like greatest hits or anything like that. Some games just had a black CD.
Fuck up,
bro. Yeah. I'm the type of person when you go to GameStop and they show you the used copy and it's in that black case. It's
a DVD case. Like hell no.
Where you don't have artwork for the game.
They printed out some shit on Microsoft Word and like stuck it in the sleeve and shit.
Yep.
GameStop accepts games just as CDs. So they
put it in their own case. Hell yeah.
This
like, yo, you ain't got no other cases, dog.
This is actually a good segue since we're talking about this like old shit. PS3 games, bro. The prices have skyrocketed on
to the moon,
line, bro.
To the moon.
Yo, the used game market right now is spooky. Yo, I'm so glad. People were laughing at me at the time when I was doing this. Remember I said, I just bought a PS3 and I started buying PS3 games. I'm so glad I started and I collected a bulk of my original library because now I'm still missing a couple of games like Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction. I'm missing a couple of games. But when you look at the prices now for that shit, it is expensive. Ratchet games are $60 on eBay, $70, $100. I looked at I'm like, yo, I used to have a copy of Asura's Wrath. I don't know if anyone remembers that game. Super dope game. Mm-hmm. I used to have a copy of that game. I go on eBay. I'm like, yo, how much is it going for? $150 on the PS3. I go look at the 360 version.
Get the DLC to finish
I go look at the PC version. I mean, not the PC. I'm sorry, the Xbox 360 version. $50. Yo, so ever since PlayStation closed the digital store, the used game prices skyrocketed. I'm just hoping mom and pop shops haven't adopted these price points that we've seen online, yo. There's a few games that I still need to collect. There's a few games that I still gotta collect, and I'm a little bit worried, bro, because I need Tools of Destruction in my collection. There's a few more.
Sly could put these in time. It's kind of up there. I got a copy.
How much?
Yeah,
I got that too. Yo, I bought it as a bundle for mad cheap, and that game is trash, yo. Like I hate it.
Oh man,
Kofi, remember we talked about this. 2021, spend no money.
Nah, we buying my old games back, bro. I'm getting all
Go
my
on
old
Google
games back, man.
and type in PS3 emulator.
Nah. It's
do what you gotta
different,
do.
Alex.
This man Kofi will buy
And
used
do
old
what you
games.
gotta do.
He'll buy
been on-
old.
So what you
It's
He'll buy
different,
old
Alex.
games,
So it's
but
just
he'll
different when you
pirates
have
every
the-
new PC game.
When you have the physicals and shit, like it's different. They slap different. I'm so mad that I got rid of my games. At one point, man. I like my PS3 games. That is though, but like I don't know. I must have been broke at the time, bro. I probably never had
I've
no
been
money or some shit.
eBay going ignorant recently. So this shit is
Yeah,
bad.
man. So
Yeah, I got like 10 PS3 games that I kept because GameStop was only gonna give me like a quarter for them shits. Now, we
keep that shit. Yo, but then
Lead
again,
to
JB,
the
you
moon,
be
nigga.
you be trying to sell your shit though. That's whack.
absolutely. I'm gonna hold it now though. Now that I know the store's closing down, I'm definitely holding these. These
There's
is investments now.
Yeah,
They don't even have a contingency plan for these games that are being removed.
they
I
don't.
hope y'all know that. They said like once it's done in the summer, they're
Right.
gone forever. That's
Yeah,
bullshit.
right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's a good point, right? Because we got
yeah.
a
There's no
lot.
contingency plan. Yeah,
We got a lot of meat goblin dickies, right? I am so
yeah.
I am so sick of these fucking defense. Well, how do you know that they're not gonna announce a plan to bring them up? Get the fuck, come on, bro. If they had it in the works, they would have fucking said.
Bro,
it,
they would have
the-
said that shit in the fine print. Like, hey guys, yeah, it's closing the summer, but in the later update, you'll have this on PS5, with, like in PS Now or something.
You're not-
There's no mention of PS Now.
what I'm
Not even the full Resistance franchise is on PlayStation Now. Hope y'all know that. It's only 3.
That's what irritates me about this community, right? Because y'all always so fucking hopeful for shit that ain't coming. If you do not announce you're taking away 2 fucking complete stores and not announce that you're gonna have another way for people to purchase the fucking games, bro. They're like, come on, man, y'all so fucking hopeful all of a sudden.
You know what?
You know what it is, Jack? You know what it is, Jack? Like they're so used to Sony being in the positive light, they don't when they finally in the negative. You know what I mean? They don't see it. They don't see the point. It's a problem. Like they're taking away options for you personally.
Exactly. I don't
They're taking away
understand.
options. Like, look at Alex already know. They're taking away complete options for you. And once these options are gone, you're either gonna have to pay a hefty fee for something. Keep in mind, like y'all just said it. These games were how much back before this shit happened? It's like $5, $4, and it's cheap. Like you know what I mean? Cheap.
I'm buying used Ratchet and Clank games for more than I just bought the brand new Ratchet and Clank game that ain't even out yet. I'm paying fucking PS5 game prices for shit that came out 8 fucking years ago.
Facts.
Like, come on, man.
Jack, that's your fault, man. That's your fault. I'm sorry. That's your fault, dog.
Jamie, get up.
You should have been bought those games, dog. You should have been bought those shits, fam.
I had most of the ones I wanted.
So why'd you get rid of them if you loved them?
Nigga, I was broke.
You was broke, but you had every system day one. Why? But you had every system day one, dog. But now you broke.
Hey, Jim, we can talk about physical all day, but there's a limit to how much we can fucking carry.
If you really care about something, you're not gonna get rid of it, no matter how broke you are.
Jay, these Alpha Omega Sin where they got a dedicated room to a bunch of fucking cases. Come on, man. Everybody's like,
man, if you really care about it, you can.
Like that type of room shit. Come on.
You don't have to have no crazy room. Jack ain't got hundreds of PlayStation 3 games that he loves.
Did y'all see the
Colin's rant?
Man.
Did y'all see
Colin's rant?
Yeah, we're gonna get into that later. We're gonna get into that a little bit later.
But see, I thought, Jack, I thought people didn't want to play old games.
See, that's what the dick.
That's what PlayStation thought too.
Jim Ryan said, "Why would you even play an old game? They look disgusting."
They do.
Yeah. But now they're being.
You know what? Let me say something.
Sony
Alex.
could have been making money hand over fist.
Let me say something, Alex.
Why do you think their first party's going to PC? Because a lot of motherfuckers hype them up, Alex, but they don't buy them.
I feel like
I made that point. I had a bunch of dickies coming my throat.
I feel like PlayStation does need to do a better job with their history and their legacy and preserving that. You know, that's one thing that they can improve. Like Jack said, yeah, you got rid of the PS3 storefront, the Vita storefront. I didn't expect these storefronts to stay up forever, to be honest. If you're asking me, I knew that at some point they're obviously going to close, but they should find another way for people to experience these games somehow. I guess for the time being via PS Now, then you got to update PS Now to the point where like it has all the games that, you know, people want to play, whether if it's going to be streaming or downloading, and they got to look into that. I think Sony needs to care more about their history than what they have displayed. So I think that's one criticism that I can accept what people are, you know, dooming and glooming about PlayStation right now. That one I can see. There's an issue there, and hopefully they somehow rectify that in the future. Or like the best thing, like I said on the previous podcast, you just gotta keep your old consoles. At this point, you gotta keep your old consoles, or pray for emulation that all these games are available via emulation, bro.
Just come down to my Discord, right? We got it all in my Discord.
That Discord dead as hell.
I knew this got slow.
Hell no.
I'm gonna tell you something.
You admitted it, bro. You can't.
May be. Hold on. My Discord may be dead. Right? It may be dead. But at least I don't get cooked 24/7 in whatever you're in.
Hey, man, when you call people to WWE, you sat there for a good hour, bro. We felt bad for you.
Not everybody in my Discord wants to watch wrestling.
Why y'all didn't pull up on that man, dog?
Why y'all sat there for an hour, bro? Lonely as shit.
It was there just to be there. Not everybody in my Discord likes wrestling. That's okay. I don't have to do what I want to do.
You know, to go back to this whole thing with their back and pat. I remember I said this in the live stream. I'm like, yo, Sony, especially in this time with the market and the way things are going, and how Microsoft's pushing Game Pass, and they have their legacy, all in the box. You can't go back and remake old games. You just can't do it. You really can't. You just can't do it because you're gonna remake them. You already know what Sony's gonna do. Sony's quick to try and throw every little bell and whistle out at you to try and go, full price for this. You know what I mean? They did that. They found a way for you to pay $70 for Miles Morales just by giving you the remaster of the PS4 version. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna pay $70 for these old games to have ray tracing on it. Nobody's gonna do that. You need to have an option in general. But again, people go, nah, Sony doesn't need to follow Game Pass, right? Sony doesn't need to follow Microsoft. Nintendo doesn't do it. This is where it gets on my nerves with this community. They compare Sony to Nintendo. Here's the big difference. Yeah, we shit on Nintendo. Nintendo does some stupid shit. But Nintendo doesn't have a certain problem that PlayStation has. You see, when Nintendo drops something, guess what?
Their community
supports it.
They buy it like crazy.
When it comes to PlayStation, only select few titles are being supported. Now, am I right? Or am I wrong here? Uncharted 4, 15 million. Lost Legacy, 1 million.
I mean, to be fair,
where you get that number from?
That Uncharted number is skewed because
it's on Google.
It was put with the consoles.
All Google.
It was bundled with the consoles.
Okay, this is the thing.
I need to know where that number came from, though, because they never announced Lost Legacy numbers.
That's the thing. That's the last reported number you got. It's like 1 million.
From where?
We might have to source check that, but what he's the point that he's saying is facts, though. It's what he's saying. Who fucking if it didn't sell 1 million? But in comparison, that's why PlayStation can't really compare themselves to Nintendo in that their cultures are different. People buy Nintendo platforms to play Nintendo games and stuff like that, so their games go crazy. We're talking about Mario Kart 8, a game that was on the Wii U. They put it on the Switch. They titled it Deluxe. They added a few new mechanics and the DLC. It went on to sell over 30 million copies, and it's still counting. 30 million. There's PlayStation does not sell games like how Nintendo could sell games, bro. Like it's just what it is.
Sony doesn't have that power with their shareholders. Yeah, like Sony doesn't have that authority. Well, not even that authority. They don't have that option, right? To go to their shareholders like, hey guys, if we're working on this other Days Gone game, right? We can guarantee you it's going to sell 10. You know what I mean? They can't even guarantee that to their shareholders. It's all up in the air.
That's why Days Gone 2 ain't happening.
All right, let's get into this shit.
Now. It ain't happening.
All right. Order in the court. Let's get into this shit. Actually, no. Let's have a super chat break.
Go ahead.
Okay, right. Get your point off, Anubis. Let Anubis get his point off real quick before we do it.
The number of games sold, let's say Uncharted 4, the numbers are skewed because they come in consoles and they count those.
Oh,
so I don't know how much it truly sold.
Nintendo games.
No.
Mario Kart didn't come bundled with the Switch.
But the price is on the console, so it's $360. So it's not with PlayStation.
Wait, what? Okay,
the
Switch bundle with Mario Kart 8 was $299. What are you talking about?
Most of their bundled, it's $360.
No, it's not.
I don't know. I would have to check. I don't know. I would have to go check.
Monster Hunter, they charge $299.
It'll be.
No,
I don't think so for Monster Hunter. But
So
I'm
what
pretty
Anubis
sure
is trying to
the
say, the
Mario
price is on
Kart bundle
top.
was $299.
Okay. But I don't even think that changes the fact of anything. I still think Nintendo games just sell.
I mean, the
games
game
they
selling
sell
in
like
Mario.
crazy. They sell like crazy, and they still $70. Breath of the Wild is still a $70 game, bro. So it is what it is. They
$60.
okay, Canada prices, bro.
Oh,
Sorry,
I forgot you.
Why do you move out of that country, man?
Hell no, you see how they handled the pandemic. I need that. You know what I mean? Get
Just
that
come down to
money.
Florida where nothing matters. That's all.
Yeah.
You know what else kills me too? They're like, oh, I pay $70 for all these PlayStation games day one. I'll get it. Yeah, themselves ain't saying that. Themselves ain't saying that, sir. I'm just saying.
$70, bro.
All right, let's do a super chat break, and then I'm gonna get my mixology going on. Ty Boogie for $3.99. He says he worked for Bloomberg J Main gag order.
No
Alex
time it is.
PSX for the $5. He says Kofi.
Yes, sir.
OG Rizo for the $2. Just beat Resident Evil 7 and never fought Lucas. Did I miss it?
Oh, the son?
Yeah, that's what he said.
How the fuck
I don't even think you can miss that. What the fuck?
Yeah. What the hell?
Max B
What Resident Evil 7 you play?
Max B for the 5 New Zealand pounds or New Zealand Frankfurts, whatever you want to call it. A slice of apple pie is $2 in Jamaica, $3 in the Bahamas. These are the Pirates of the Caribbean. That's really good. That's really good.
Bars.
I like that. That's really good. King Kovu, he says for $2. He says, and I thought only Nintendo games held value. Oh man.
See what happens when Nintendo don't offer their games everywhere? Oh man.
Spencer Pauly for $5. Astros Playroom is doing more to preserve the PlayStation legacy than Sony.
That's facts.
That is true though. That is a nice
really
game.
good. That's really good.
That's probably gonna be a mascot in the future.
Marcus for the £2. He says Returnal looking like great, but will flop. It's sad.
We're gonna talk about that after the super chat break. Actually, I want to talk about that real quick.
Jet Life 504 for the $4.99. Yo, my homie's trying to build a PC equivalent to a PS5. What GPU would you guys say is equivalent to what is inside the PS5? A 2060 or a 2060 Super? That's pretty much it.
Fact check that, by the way. Fact check that. Just don't go by what Alex says. His opinions are skewed by his hate for PlayStation. So
you can't really fact check it, really.
Fact check that somehow.
It's totally correct.
It's kind of already been broken down.
I mean,
The
Max like a 2070. Really?
Not even a 2070.
Not even a 2070 Max? I thought it was like a 2070. Nah.
It's a 2060.
Alex, doesn't it vary by the game?
I'm just being nice here. Come on.
No, it doesn't vary by the game.
Because if I'm not mistaken, like they did an analysis. Some games performed like they were 2080s. Some performed like 2050s.
Assassin's Creed games, which are designed like shit for PC, sure. And has 3 layers of fucking DRM, and it chokes your CPU, it chokes your GPU. Yeah, sure, that'll run better than a fucking 2060. You dumb bitch. Get out of my Discord. Get the fuck out of here. You're out of my Discord. You dummy.
Hey,
Flaffy 1101 for the $5. There's not Unforgiven, kick him out of the Discord.
I've
There's
been wanting
not much
that, bro.
a big third-party AAA can run on the Switch. If COD, NBA, or Madden could run on the Switch, you won't be seeing those $30 million exclusive sales. I don't know, Flaffy. You'd be seeing those games so even high on there too. $2 for the $5 Canadian. We need a Patreon tier where Jack builds a PC.
Yes, sir. I'm for that. I'm for that.
Jack, it's inevitable. It's inevitable, Jack.
All right, I'm gonna go get my drinks. Get ready.
Okay, video to render.
Is that everything?
Sir?
I think we got another one. Okay, no, that's it. I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yep. All right, Returnal. Let's talk about it.
Yes.
Real quick, we got a new trailer. See, me and Returnal, I'm not really too excited for the game whatsoever. I hear roguelike. I haven't really dived deep into any kind of rogue type of game, but once I hear, yo, you die, you lose all your shit, kind of be like, you know what, maybe I don't have the patience for something like this. But recently they just dropped a trailer for Returnal, and my God, it kind of sold me on the game a little bit, man. The trailer was really well done. It's probably the best trailer that they have done yet. I think they showed a couple of boss fights or potential enemies you could fight, and it just looked so intense, so intricate, and the controls looked so Recore-ish. And I'm playing, but
nah, you did say
no. But we'll talk about that. I'll talk about that later. But it looked very sharp. if people understand when I say by sharp, it just looked very fluid. It looked very responsive. The dashing looked great. The speed, the pace of the game, the challenge looked like it was there. And it caught my attention. I can't even lie. The latest trailer caught my attention. Big shout out to my boy Nova, game share partner. He bought it, so I'm gonna be playing it day one. I don't gotta drop that 70. I will be buying Ratchet and Clank, so he don't gotta worry about that. But yeah, Returnal's latest trailer looked good, man. What's y'all thoughts on it?
This trailer should have been the first trailer. When'd you say? When we first saw it. You know, $70, and you know the game's like this. Don't you think you would put your best foot forward to, I don't know, sell us on the game? You know, when prices go up in games, everybody's gonna be looking at the game like, well, what am I getting for my money, type of thing. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to put your best foot forward to really sell them on it. So that's where I'm at with Return. I'm getting it, but I'd be lying to you if I said I was sold on it after the first trailer, because I wasn't. You know, it took other trailers to sell me on it.
Big Cloud, like I'm not even say I'm excited for. I'm actually more intrigued by the game more than I've ever been after seeing that trailer. But you know, like I said, the roguelike, generated worlds, those just, you know what I mean, they don't click with me when I hear those kind of things personally. But I do want to play it for myself, to see if it turns out that I do enjoy the game or not. Jack, Returnal. After that trailer, do you have any interest in the game? I think it's by default you're buying it. What else are you gonna play, Jack? Anyway, you ain't playing nothing else, anyways, right?
He likes those games. He likes Housemarque.
He does like Housemarque. Yeah, that is true. That is true. But Jack, thoughts on the latest trailer?
It was cool. Like I said, just like Resident Evil, it didn't move the needle for me. I'm actually not buying this game. I also game share, so BG got to buy this goddamn game. Hey,
talking
man,
about that fuck nigga real quick. Oh, I said it. I thought I was gonna go through a whole podcast without saying it. Damn.
BG
Damn.
Got you.
It's a deeper doctor going on when BG name mentioned. Oh man.
Yo, I went off. Oh damn. Okay, I'm getting better though. I'm getting better. I went 1 hour and 10 minutes without saying the N-word. Soon I'm gonna go a full podcast without saying it. But that fuck guy BG, make sure you buy The Last of Us remake physical, Jack. If it comes out, I'll give you $20 if you buy The Last of Us remake physical. I'll give you $20.
Now you gotta front
because
half,
I want to see how this
that.
man. I want to see how this man BG kind of swindles his way, because he says he's not buying The Last of Us.
You know what he gonna do? He gonna get somebody in the audience to buy it for him. You know they're going. So.
Yeah,
he gonna put up a little donation goal.
Key,
you know what I mean?
It's gonna hit it.
It's gonna hit it. So it's alright.
Okay, boys, are you guys ready for White Boy Summer?
White Boy Summer. Oh boy.
Right, here's how you do it.
But sorry, Jack, to cut you off though. Jack, can you continue? You were saying that.
From my viewpoint of this game, Returnal looks like Alienation or what's the other Next Machina? It looks like exactly like that, but in a more 3D third person view. I mean, same shit. A lot of people don't play Housemarque games because they're indie dog shit, according to them.
That's a gun with fire.
If you play Housemarque games, you'll know they don't make bad games. They've never made a bad game in my opinion, man. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope other people. You know how I know this game is gonna flop though? I tweeted out.
Don't say it, Jack. You're gonna be called a hater.
Returnal, and I got a lot of PlayStation, meat gobblers that follow me, and even these guys were saying, "Hell no, I ain't buying that shit." I need a sale. I need to see the reviews. I ain't touching that. Like a lot. I'm like, okay, well, shit. If y'all not gonna buy the game, the Dodge Defenders, who the fuck finna buy this shit? So it's spooky. Man. It's spooky. I hope
70.
Yeah, look, the price point
needed to support smaller games and indie
we're gonna get to that, Jay, man. We're gonna get to that.
I can't
price
do
point
it
is
$70. That's too much.
Now the price point is too high.
But the thing is, Jay, man, I actually do think gamers are going to be more selective this generation, though. I think we're going to start seeing that as these subscription service continue to gain popularity and the prices of games are $10 more. I think gamers will be more selective, and games like Returnal, new IPs, unproven games that we don't know if it's going to be all that, and it's not you would say a casual friendly game to maybe hit something like a Spider-Man would sell, maybe a game like this won't do good out the gate somehow unless it catches some storm. Like my personal prediction is I think this game is gonna go triple platinum. I mean no, triple styrofoam. Pardon me. Triple styrofoam.
Yo, Kofi.
I don't think it's gonna do too well. I think it's gonna be reviewed good though. From what I've seen, I think it's probably gonna be reviewed good, but I don't see a lot of gamers jumping out to buy this game. But I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We seen with Outriders.
You don't see it as a sleeper hit?
I thought that shit was gonna flop after looking at gameplay, but I underestimated how heavy this drought that we're in. So maybe, possibly, J-Mate, that it might be so dry out here that people see a new PlayStation game like Returnal and buy it though. It's
you can't put no respect on Outriders. That has to be because it's dry.
100%. 100%.
Absolutely.
100%. Nobody would be playing Outriders if it came out 2020. Tell me I'm lying.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me I'm lying. With a year of The Last of Us.
Okay, what's your issue with Outriders?
I'm just saying, nobody will be playing that. The competition is very thin right now. Let's just keep it a buck. The competition is thin. There's nothing really to play. Anyhow, Outriders came out last year. That game would have not survived. And we're gonna talk about the sad reality about Days Gone 2 later on this podcast. How that game only was profitable because it came out in 2019. We're gonna talk about that. That's just my take.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give a toast to Outriders for being a failure when everything else is happening. So you take Tito's vodka, and you count to 7. So it's like 3 shots right there, right? You get an ice cube in your large tumbler. Pour that bad boy in there just like that, right?
This guy's mixing drinks on the podcast. PSP mixing.
Hey,
hopefully no kids.
We're not done. Then you take a lemon.
Would do.
Take a lemon, right?
I know.
You squeeze that bad boy in there like that, right?
And then squeeze.
Just like that.
Okay,
Pop.
sir.
Then you get a second ice ball, right? Fucking come on. Your second one. Right on top of all that goodness right there, right?
What the fuck is that?
Oh no, we're not done.
Boy, you got ice balls in the crib.
I got some balls for you. And then
Okay, hold up, huh?
the magic Florida man drink, LaCroix lime.
You
baby.
like LaCroix?
Bam, right.
I heard
in
that joint
thing.
tastes like
Look at
ass.
this.
It does taste like ass.
Right.
It's disgusting.
To the tippy top. Look at that.
Oh no, it's alcoholic.
You put the lid back on there right there like this. Bop. You about to have yourself a little white boy summer.
Oh boy.
Yes, sir. There you go.
Thank you, Alex, for the breakdown of
I
this drink that you just.
I got a question.
There you have it.
Go ahead,
I got a
Alex.
question.
I mean, Anubis.
Do you think that a lot of games would sell more if they were $50 instead of $70?
Oh yeah.
And therefore making their money back. So I don't get. Okay, so if that's obvious to y'all, why aren't they pursuing that route?
Because they know they can get more money out of these people.
I mean, shit, if games are
my point
Not only
was,
that, you got people saying who would defend it, saying, "Oh, you don't want the industry to evolve."
My
You know what I
point
mean?
is,
You got people like that.
if it's at a lower price point, you can sell more copies to make up for it.
For sure.
At 70, you sell less copies.
Well, no, but the problem with your thing is there's some games that at 70 they be selling the gangbuster copies too, right?
Exactly.
So
Wouldn't they sell more?
The highest selling games that have came out were $70. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. So why would they go?
If you know you can get away with something, you're gonna do it.
You're gonna do it. That's exactly. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Plus, games go on sale like pretty fast too. So you're gonna get all the people at 70 and then get the rest of them.
This is the thing, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Because Sony, I know people. Why are you blaming Sony for $7? I'm not blaming Sony for $7 games, but if Returnal flops and they get this game permanent price drop, right? That's gonna be 2 proposed $70 games published by Sony in a row. They had to drop the price on immediately, right?
Destruction All Stars.
Destruction All Stars was supposed to come out at $70. It never even touched $70. Then it was supposed to come out after Plus for $70. They dropped the price to $19.99. Okay,
Bro,
it's not even 19 people playing that motherfucker right now. So, and then this is the other thing.
Motherfuckers cap for it too. That's the fun.
Last gen Housemarque games was $20, $30 max. Now they $70. Last gen Ratchet and Clank, the last 2 gens Ratchet and Clank games was launching at $39.99. Now all of a sudden I'm paying fucking $85 for the collector's edition, right? What at the time though? So if any of this shit flop, bro, it's gonna look bad, bro. Point blank. I don't know why motherfuckers keep capping for this shit, bro.
Destruction All Stars
Reach.
flopped while it was free.
You know what? I think it's safe, and I think this leads us into our next topic. Really, I think it's safe to assume that the big blockbuster games like the God of Wars, the Uncharted, the Last of Us, at that price point, they're probably still gonna do well because they're already household names.
Yeah, established. Yeah.
Really established.
You know what you're getting. You're getting the quality.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into the shits. You know what I mean? Let's talk about this article that Jason Schreier published that had the internet, Twitter, what's the word? Outrage.
Ablaze.
Ablaze. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, ablaze. That's perfect. Thank you, Jamie. Had the internet ablaze. There are people furious, and they're saying doom and gloom at PlayStation. The leadership needs to change. Fire Jim Ryan. People saying they want to clap Jim Ryan. They telling Sean Layden to come back. Tweeting at Sean Layden and shit like that. And all sorts
liking
of
those
shit.
tweets.
Yeah, he liking the tweets and Colin making rants and all sorts. The PlayStation community is in shambles right now. And the PS5 is only 5 months old, by the way, just to put that out. It's only 5 months old and we in the pandemic. But they in shambles right now. I think some of them is some of the criticism is valid. Some of them I think people are just going overboard. But J-Main, are you well versed in Jason Schreier's article that he posted? Are you well versed in it? Would you say?
I think I got a good grasp on the information that he presented.
All right, so break it down for the people for me.
All right, so pretty much Jason Schreier put this article. Yeah, I got you.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Jason Schreier pretty much put this article out titled "Sony's Obsession with Blockbusters is Stirring Unrest Within the PlayStation Empire." So a lot of things are going on in this article. In fact, you could probably break it down to maybe like 2 or 3 different things that's kind of going on within this article. From the top, I guess we could start with Sony Bend, because within this article, he pretty much talked about how after Days Gone had pretty much released, Sony Bend went on to try to pitch Days Gone 2 to PlayStation, and PlayStation rejected the pitch. There was pretty much they said the game was profitable, but they also looked at the development cycle of the game and a bunch of other things. New management was coming in. I guess Herman Hulst was coming in around that time as well, and projections pretty much said that it wouldn't have been a viable option to make Days Gone 2. Instead, they had Sony Bend assigned to Naughty Dog to help them with a multiplayer game, which we are assuming is Factions 2, and also a new Uncharted game. A lot of the people at Bend felt that they were eventually going to be absorbed into Naughty Dog, pretty much becoming Naughty Dog North, and a lot of them left and are asked to be taken off the Uncharted project. I'm sorry. They asked to be taken off the Uncharted project. In fear of that, they got their wish, and Sony actually is allowing them to make a brand new IP.
So Uncharted was being cooked up, apparently.
Uncharted,
a new Uncharted.
A new Uncharted, yes, and a Naughty Dog multiplayer game at the time.
Okay, all right, continue.
Okay. So another thing going on in this article.
Maybe sorry. So maybe we should stop there actually, and we should discuss about. We could break this down so we're not too all over the place. All right, so Days Gone 2 is not happening.
Yes,
because Sony thinks that it's not viable, despite it being profitable. So I saw a lot of people confused by this. How's this the case? How is Days Gone was profitable, but they're not making a sequel? So I think there's a lot of factors, and it makes perfect sense to me. The money and resources that it took to create Days Gone, right? And the critical reception and probably their profit margins, right? They probably looked at everything and been like, yo, it's not worth the investment of making Days Gone 2, because I think it's a risky making Days Gone 2 because it probably has a higher potential of it selling even worse than Days Gone 1. Days Gone 1 came out in 2019, probably the best time for that game to come out, where PlayStation had an extremely quiet year. We had Days Gone, Dreams, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Concrete Genie, Death Stranding. I can't even think of anything else that came out that year.
No,
right?
Dreams
So
is
it came-
2020. Dreams is 2020.
Okay, sorry about the Dreams then. But 2019, we all know 2019 was a very lackluster year for PlayStation.
Yeah, it
and
was.
Days Gone was probably one of the better selling PlayStation games to come out of there, right? But they clearly looked at the overall picture and said it wasn't viable. It's like me making T-shirts or Jack doing the jiggy ski mask, right? Jack,
that's a good example,
right? Jack,
that's a great example.
Jack, you could sell 20 ski masks, right? Maybe after selling 20 ski masks, right, you gained a profit, right? You gained your profit. Well, let's just say, your profit was $10. Yeah, it was profitable, but was it worth the effort? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was it worth the effort? Is it worth trying to bring out a new line? Maybe people didn't. Also, when you put out this product, Jack, people said it was dog shit. You know what I mean? It reviewed bad. They're like, yo, the material was kind of trash. You know what I mean? The material was kind of weak. So
hardly worked at lunch.
So now you're thinking to yourself, should I do another line of clothing? Or, people already got this, had a bad experience. You know what I mean? Maybe they won't take a chance and purchase my next line of clothing. It's pretty much the same situation that's going on here with Days Gone 2. Am I not lying?
That's a great analogy.
I
actually want to hear Jack's
one thing.
response.
Yeah. I see Uncharted 2 being mentioned in the chat, but Uncharted 2 didn't really have the issues.
Yeah, Uncharted 2 was critically
Yeah.
accepted though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It was critically accepted.
But
Days
there's
Gone came
different.
out and people had issues with it. The critics had issues with it, despite being profitable. Maybe just the time and effort that it took to develop Days Gone, it wasn't adding up for them. It wasn't adding up for them. So Jack, you're somebody. Okay, I want to see someone counter. Like, does anyone have a counter to my analogy or my point? Maybe
I do.
No, you're on point.
Okay.
You're on point.
Let's hear.
Here's
The
thing. Once you've made this large investment into Days Gone, a lot of that is you just building up the assets for the game. So why would you go and build another game that you have to build assets for when you already have the assets for Days Gone 2?
That's a sunk cost fallacy.
Who's to say they wouldn't use those same assets for a new IP?
I mean, they could, but I mean, why not just go with the game that's already established?
Yeah, but that's in business. That's called a sunk cost fallacy. That you spend so much money into a thing. Why would you let it
keep
go?
going?
But they made money.
That's what
they're
I'm saying.
spending on something that's made money.
Listen, this is why I said they can't go. This is why I said they can't. They don't have the luxury of Nintendo where they can go to their shareholders and guarantee like games like this would sell 10, 20 million. That's how Sony's at. Sony doesn't have that luxury. When it comes to sales, these games vary. That makes sense.
They made money on something that took a long time, and they had to invest a lot. So you don't have to do that large investment the second time.
Or you can look at it and say, because if you listen to Jeff Ross, who was the I forget his role at Sony Bend, but he was one of the top guys. I think he was the director, the gameplay director. He said that game started out as like almost like a 40-man team. They eventually ended up like around 100-man people. I mean, 100-man team, and the budget for that game increased significantly, and it took 10 years to make that game. Y'all killed Media Molecule for taking how many years to make Dreams eventually to come out? And Media Molecule was responsible for two of PS3's best games and a mascot in Sackboy. What has Sony Bend done for PlayStation for them to take 10 years to make a game that's barely profitable and reviewed like shit?
Thank you.
So
I think it's a great. See now niggas. I said it again. Now people are thinking. That's 2 times.
Push-ups.
That's 2
times. So
now people are thinking.
Wasn't that supposed to be a Vita game too?
What?
Days Gone.
No, I think they might have been working on a Vita game or something like that. But
I heard something like that.
I know. I think they were working on some sort of Vita game.
This is more of a dream project that they were thinking of, Alex. I think.
Okay.
Now, Jamie, now you spitting. Now we really spitting and we're looking into this. People are just looking at like this picture and saying like, "Yo, Sony just invested like all this money into Epic, and why can't they just use this money to make Days Gone 2?" I think when you look at the picture, that they just seen that this shit was a flop to them. They took 10 years to make Days Gone. Yes, the game was profitable, but at what cost though? How much, like at what cost? And the reception wasn't even good either. So why risk it and put it out another one for it to potentially do even worse than the first game?
I mean, they just made $25 billion. They want that revenue to keep going up. They don't want that shit to plummet down and invest something that's not going to sell.
I got a question, but isn't there more risk with developing a new IP instead of building on one even though it has problems, you can build on it definitely.
It depends.
But it's definitely harder to go with a new IP.
It's always
a lot more
risky to do a new IP, but the thing is now with them making a new IP, we do not know the budget that they have. Maybe the budget for Days Gone 2
is smaller.
No, or for Days Gone 2 would have been much bigger. But this new IP that they're working on, maybe their budget that they got for this game is gonna be way cheaper to make. You know what I mean?
That's what I think.
That's what I think. That's why they allowed them to make a new IP. It's probably cheaper to make.
So here, I in the video that I made about this, they could have gone a couple of ways with it. I think personally they should have gone the Mass Effect route, where Mass Effect 1 was a good selling game, critically acclaimed. Critically liked. No, not acclaimed. We're gonna get to the acclaim part. Critically liked, right? Had decent scores, but people liked it. It was still a very hardcore CRPG in a console form. However, the critical acclaim and the massive scale for Mass Effect came from Mass Effect 2. It didn't come from the first one. It came from the sequel.
The first one
I could even turn around.
Loved.
But it was loved.
Two is more popular.
But
two is what made it popular.
Two took it to beyond another stratosphere. I can even say the same thing for Assassin's Creed.
Because the first one's super.
That's true. Yeah.
That's true.
So
but it was critically acclaimed though.
That's what I'm saying. Like the first one was critically acclaimed though. Like,
but I think critically acclaimed. I think 2 hit that mark much more than 1 did. But even then, we can use Assassin's Creed as that example too. Assassin's Creed 1 was liked. It was pretty good. It had its flaws. But then 2 came around and you were like, yo, what is this series? Where did this come from? This thing is freaking huge. Yeah. The thing is, I think, personally, although Days Gone was not the critical acclaim that it should have been, and it did take 10 years to make, I think that they have massive issues in terms of management and game production that they need to fix and bend before they could have actually turned around and actually wanted to say, here's where Days Gone 2 should have been. However, I think Sony needs to do the right thing. And it may not make sense business-wise, but it makes sense business-wise in the long term, not the short term, in terms of how do we take a game that was a 76 Metacritic and then make it into a 96 Metacritic with the sequels afterwards. And I think that's really where they should have gone from there, where not just have a sunk cost fallacy, but say, okay, what could we have tightened up for this sequel in terms of design, budget, et cetera, where we wasted all this time to then make a real series out of this game and really just extrapolate that and push it forward into something that could be a series that people will love, just like Last of Us, Uncharted, etc. Instead of just cutting it off at the knees and letting it go that way. But you can see both sides of the coin. I can definitely see like, look, it took 10 years, it took way too much money, and you got a 76. But I could also see, look, it got a 76, but we need to tighten these things up before we get a sequel out.
Can I add something?
What's Days Gone Metacritic real quick? Yeah. What?
71.
71.
Okay.
I remember,
So when I had mentioned that podcast that Jason Schreier was on today, when he was like clearing things up, when I said that he left something out of his article that I felt was very convenient, was that, what's his name? The creative director at Sony Bend, John Gavin, he said left the company in 2019. It was never really announced. It was just, it was never really announced that he left in 2019, but publicly he announced that it was like around 2020 or whatever that he left. But internally, he left really around 2019. He said that he left pretty much before they even pitched Days Gone 2. And Sony Bend started to hire other writers and bring in other people to help them write something to pitch for Days Gone 2. He said it was a mess. The whole organization of the studio was a mess when they was pitching Days Gone 2 and things like that. So if you're coming to Sony with that for a game that's going to have a bigger budget and Days Gone 2, like you kind of like already shooting yourself in the foot in that situation. It's like it's not gonna go well. If
that could have been the big that could have been the big reason why they denied it. I mean, that's like my example might have held true, that the entire studio was just a nightmare to work for, and they could have had nothing in order. Management could have been a total shit show, and the pitch could have been also just really bad.
I mean, but if they want another IP and not Days Gone, giving it to a disorganized developer is not going to help them.
I got
that's going to create another Days Gone.
Let Jack get some off.
This is 2021 now.
Okay.
Let Jack get some off real quick.
Everything that's been said. I don't necessarily disagree with anything. I don't necessarily disagree with anything that has been said. But 989, Bend Studios used to be 989 Studios, if I'm not mistaken. So they've been with Sony for well over 20 years. So I think that would allot them some, a tad bit of
some leverage.
Leverage. Okay.
Some respect.
Okay, that's cool. Jeff Ross also mentioned that Days Gone was also more successful than all their games put together. I don't know if he's going even far back to that back then, or is he just talking about Bend Studio? I don't know. Okay. Days Gone was also their first console game in over a console generation, only bringing out Vita games in the PS3 gen, right? They made Uncharted Golden Abyss, a great game, in my opinion. Okay. They was also making an infamous game for the Vita. They got canceled. They were making a sequel to Uncharted Golden Abyss. They got canceled. Okay. The Days Gone 2 shit, I like Days Gone. Some people didn't. It's not getting a sequel. I'm not too fucked up about it, to be honest. My biggest problem with the article was I didn't like how they was talking about Sony micromanaging shit. No, maybe the studio was run poorly. Okay, cool. So why the fuck are you asking them to go work on Factions 2 if they don't know what the fuck they doing? Well, maybe go work on Factions 2, but why are they handling a brand new Uncharted game if the studio is run poorly and they don't know how to manage budgets and all that? I don't buy that. I don't buy that. I don't know, man. The shit is not adding up, bro. Okay, y'all can't make Days Gone. We want y'all to go make arguably our most popular series. Make an Uncharted.
But they said under Naughty Dog's management, though.
So okay, but that's what I was saying.
Supervision.
From my understanding, they was gonna make Naughty Dog make that Uncharted game with Ben helping them. But people was telling me I was reading it wrong and that Bend Studio was just making the game on their own. That's what I was hearing.
I think they're going to be working together. No, Ben Studios will be doing a bulk, but Naughty Dog has hands-on creatively with it too.
So that goes with my biggest complaint about this whole thing was the fact that at the end of the day with this article shit, of course Sony the big bosses, that's cool. But the point, and I don't think Jason Schreier is retracting his statements, his overall point was that they have developers that are not happy because they're working on shit they did not want to work on. And they started working for Sony because Sony is known to give developers more freedom than other players. That is the overall point of the article. Okay,
who was working on something that they didn't want to work on to you in that article?
Visual. First of all, Visual Arts Group. We're gonna get into all this. Visual Arts Group wanted to make an Uncharted First of all, they wanted to make their own IP.
Uncharted
they wanted to make a Uncharted remake. That they told they could not do because it was too expensive. They said that. They said it was too expensive. Cool. That's cool. Yeah. Then they wanted to make the Last of Us remake by themselves with some assistance from Naughty Dog.
Yep.
Sony came in and said, we're not paying you 30 people. You're not getting funded. We're not hiring any more people, but we will send people from Naughty Dog in. The people from Naughty Dog came in swinging their dicks around. Then they said, we will fund the game, but guess what? Y'all can't make it no more. Naughty Dog made the game, which I can agree with. I want Naughty Dog to make the fucking game. They know what they're doing.
That's not what it said, though, Jack.
That is what it said.
It's not. It said that they brought dozens of people from Naughty Dog in to help, specifically people who have worked on the original Last of Us game.
And then it said that they had more say-so because they worked on the game.
Why wouldn't they?
They weren't over the game. It was not the game they was making.
Jack,
they were supposed to be helping.
If I'm PlayStation and they're handling our most beloved IP in Last of Us, I am going to get people from the original studio to go in there and help them out.
Hell, they were taking over the project.
Why wouldn't they take over the project if they made the original game?
Bro, they were not supposed to be there at all. Is the point?
Why wouldn't they be there? It's their game.
Listen, J-Man. Hold on. J-Man, I agree with you, but I want Naughty Dog making the game. But my point is, right, they were supposed to be assistant helping finish off the game, much like Visual Arts Group is assistant helping finish other games, right? But when they came in, their word automatically outweighed people like the game director, the dude that was over the fucking studio. So you can see, imagine if you go into your workplace tomorrow and you start telling your boss what the fuck to do. He gonna say, hold on, what's going on in here? You know, just because you know people that work, like, come on, bro.
They were also on a probationary period. I know you read that in the article.
Okay.
You don't care. They're a brand new studio.
Here's another question. Here's another question. Okay, a new studio on a probationary period. Why the fuck are they making The Last of Us?
That's my point.
So that is why did Herman Hulse agree to let them make it if they don't know what the fuck they doing?
It's a probationary period, Jack. You know how many companies do that? Do you know how many companies do that?
Yo. Why the fuck would you let them remake your most popular game? It don't make sense. It makes no fucking sense. It's the
Jack.
God damn, man.
That's why they brought Naughty Dog in, dumb motherfucker. That's why they brought them in.
So why the fuck? Yo. Hold on. I'm just trying to get an understanding. My point, we're agreeing, J-Man. At the end of the day, J-Man, me and you agree. We agree, right? But my point is, why do you have a brand new studio that's on a probationary period with 30 employees that you're not willing to fund remaking your most popular IP of all time? It makes no fucking sense.
So they were making a small section of the game to show that they can build something as a studio, right?
Okay.
Right. So when they did that and Sony saw what it was, what did they say to them? This is too expensive. Our remakes usually don't cost this much. We're going to get Naughty Dog in there, put it under their budget, and have them come in and help you guys.
No. That's not right. What they said was they got help from Naughty Dog, and then when they see the direction the project was going in, they said, okay, we will fund it, but you have to get this game completely to Naughty Dog. That's what they said.
I say that.
Yes, they did.
Well, now we guys are arguing. You guys are arguing
No,
semantics, or we have to read the. We have to read the article. I don't know. See, me, I didn't go that deep into the article, so I can't tell. I can't tell.
What it said was when Naughty Dog employees came to help. What it said was when Naughty Dog employees came to help, they had more autonomy at the studio than people that had been there and working and running the project. And then Herman Hulse saw the game again and said, we will fund it now, but we're giving it completely to Naughty Dog. Then they told Visual Arts, you can go and help them polish the game off like y'all been doing, which is what y'all was complaining about at the beginning. So now we're back where we started from. They are not happy with that, right? I want Naughty Dog to make the game. I agree with what happened. My point is, Visual Art Group is not happy because they're back to where they started from. The man that created the fucking studio quit, along with some other people. So they're not happy. Naughty Dog, according to this article, did not want to make no fucking Last of Us remake. They didn't want to make this game. They didn't even know. They probably knew it was in the pipeline. They did not want to. They did not want to work on making on this game. It said that, right?
No, it didn't. Actually,
yes, it did. Did you remember? Yes, it did.
That up today in his podcast. What are you talking about,
bro?
He cleared it up in his podcast today. Go listen to it.
The point is, my point is this, right? That was not in Naughty Dog's plans, right or wrong. They did not plan on making because if they planned on making it, guess what, J-Man? They would have been making it from the beginning.
Jack, there's plenty of things that aren't in these companies' plans from the beginning. If I had a studio comes like, yo, we want to make the Last of Us remake, of course Naughty Dog's gonna be like, sure, we'll do it.
My point, right? If they wanted to make the Last of Us remake, they would have already been working on it, or they would already had it. They would not have let 30 random niggas off the fucking street be making that, right? That is my point. That's neither here nor there. My other point is that now they're also reportedly working on an Uncharted game when they've been on record as saying they don't want to make no more fucking Uncharted game. So
who's
now, Naughty Dog, bro, I could have swore they said they didn't want to make the game fucking ended. Even if they didn't say that, right? Even if they didn't say that, now they're working on an Uncharted game they thought Ben was finna be doing, or they didn't even know about.
Actually, Ben was doing it.
And they're making a Last of Us game that came out of so now they're making 2 games that they did not know about when they were trying to work on Factions Online from the get-go. Factions 2 Online.
Oh my god.
All this shit is printed, bro. I'm not making none of this shit up.
You mixing a lot of things. He said
it. I read the fucking article, man.
To me. You didn't listen to Jason Schreier today, though. So listen to me. I'm trying to tell you.
Wait, what's up?
Jason Schreier says Sony Bend was making the Uncharted game. It was going to be like a spinoff, a smaller title. It was never in Naughty Dog's complete hands. It was Sony Bend. They gave him that project because they weren't doing nothing after Days Gone.
Okay,
when the Days Gone pitch, when Days Gone pitch got rejected, they weren't doing anything. You had a couple writers that were probably writing up a new IP or a brand new game. That leaves hundreds of people, if not maybe 50 to 100 people doing nothing. They have to put them somewhere, Jack. That's why they sent some of them to work on the Last of Us factions, and the other group went to work on the Uncharted game, the spin-off game.
They sent the 2 Naughty Dogs help.
They
sent the 2 Naughty Dog to work on the Uncharted game.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit lost in this debate. Okay,
hold on. Let me just make one more point. Let me just make one more point.
Then we're gonna circle back to this thing. Yeah.
Let me just make one more point. The original point is whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not. You said it yourself, J-Main. Sony Bend, a large portion of them said, I don't want to do that. A large portion of them left. A large portion of them said it wasn't well managed. So they are not happy. In their curse, they might be happy now. When this shit happened, they were not happy with the management situation. Visual Arts Group is not happy with the shit, and Naughty Dog is making 2 of their old IPs when they were reportedly working on 2 new IPs. What happened to those? So now they're not working on Savage Starlight. They're not working on that other game that was rumored to happen.
Who says they're not working on
and they gotta still finish Factions 2 while working on a new Uncharted reportedly that might be canceled, and The Last of Us.
You jump into so many conclusions from shit.
That's what the fucking article said.
The article never said that Naughty Dog wasn't making other. If you listen, like that's what I said, you gotta listen to Jason Schreier.
They got 3 teams. They got 3 teams.
They work on multiple projects at once all the time.
So they working on 4 games right now and Last
These guys jumped ahead. These guys jumped ahead. Y'all jumped ahead. Y'all jumped ahead.
Let me ask you a question. Hold on, let me ask you a question. It took all 3 they got an A team, a B team, and a multiplayer team. It took all 3 of these teams. It took over 2,000. These are proven facts you can look up. It took over 2,000 people to finish The Last of Us Part 2, including Visual Arts Group. You can look all this shit up, people. I gotta make this up. So you mean to tell me it takes 2,000 people to complete The Last of Us Part 2, but those same 3 teams with them 30 musty niggas from Visual Arts Group is making The Last of Us remake. They're making a new Uncharted game with an online, and they're making Factions 2, and they're making the 2 rumored IP. So they making 5 shits right now.
All right. Hold up. Order in the court. Real quick. Damn. All right, yo. We were talking about Days Gone 2 not being funded, or they not greenlighted. So, Jack, what's your closing statement in all of this about Sony Bend and Days Gone 2 not thing? Because it seemed like we kind of jumped ahead a little bit there. But with the Days Gone thing, real quick, then we can start continue with the rest of the article.
Hey man, it is what it is. I like Days Gone. Everybody about to play Days Gone. Just know it ends on a cliffhanger, so you ain't gonna never see the conclusion of Deacon St. John's story. That's not a spoiler. It is what it is. I like the game. They didn't want to make the game. I'm not too fucked up about it, but hey man, it is what it is.
Okay. All right. So I know you guys jumped a little bit ahead in that debate. It was definitely an interesting conversations. Y'all talking about, Visual Arts Group and Sony Bend. So we're not going to really spend too much time on that. But, with this article, like J-Man and Jack have been speaking about, The Last of Us remake was in development apparently, and that was kind of like a breaking news at one point. It was a big conversation on the timeline. I want to shift gears a little bit in this conversation. How do you guys feel about The Last of Us remake getting The Last of Us getting a remake so soon? I want to start very simple, real quick. You know what I mean? Like, how do you feel about The Last of Us getting a remake? Does it need a remake? I see a lot of people saying outrage a little bit that this is a waste of time. I believe J-Main said that. I believe BG said that, and other people in on the Twitter communities were talking about how they were displeased that the Last of Us is getting a remake so soon. So Big Cloud, what is your thoughts on that?
It doesn't need it. It never needed to begin with. If you're going to remake it, what are you going to do? Are you going to add Abby scenes? Are you going to show Tessa's death? What could you possibly add to this game to remake it for? Adding 4K ray tracing, that ain't really nothing. We've already experienced this. We know these characters. We know what's going to happen. We've experienced it. You know what I'm saying? Unless they're going to do what I think they're going to do, and that's just put factions on PC. You know what I mean? Bring it up to date for PS5 to put on PC, maybe. I'm not sure, but it's pointless. It doesn't make sense to me. And when you remake this, are you going to do part 2? You know what I mean? Like that's the other thing for PS5.
Anubis, thoughts of The Last of Us getting a remake in the first place? Like, what's your thoughts on that? Like, it getting a remake?
I don't think it needs it. I don't think anybody was looking at The Last of Us, the first one, and thinking, hey, that this needs to be updated. I think everybody was satisfied with the first one, and graphically, it looks better than some new games that be coming out now. So I don't see the need for it. I mean, yeah, people are gonna play it, buy it when it's remastered, remade, but I'd rather have a new IP.
Okay, let's hear from Jack. I know you're going off about the whole Sony Bend working on, or Visual Arts Group, or whoever working on The Last of Us remake. But how do you feel about the remake actually being in production itself, though? How do you feel about that?
I absolutely love the idea. Like I said, I don't necessarily got a problem with any of these games that are being mentioned. My problem is the stories behind them and all the confusion and I don't like that type shit. But as far as The Last of Us remake, at the end of the day, Sony recognized The Last of Us as a PS3 game. Okay. And at the end of the day, we all know Sony don't recognize PS3 games. All right. So with that being said, remake that much. The Last was like my favorite. I'm never gonna turn. If you're telling me you finna give me The Last of Us 1 with The Last of Us 2 graphic style and The Last of Us
now you talking
gameplay.
Now you talking.
And this is another thing people not realizing. They added like more like the new they added
the new
new mechanics.
Yeah.
Shit, a couple of enemy types they can add. Just they can switch up. I don't want them to switch up the game too much. You know what I mean? I don't want them to add like stupid ass story shit in the game. I want it to pretty much play true to the original. But they just like the combat scenarios they can switch up, or maybe the weaponry you got. They could do a lot with this, man. I'm not opposed to it. And Naughty Dog is making it.
But that's the fear, though, Jack. That's the fear, though. You don't think Abby scenes are going to be thrown into this shit? That's what I was about to
say. They can't really get away with that. I don't think they can.
I'm saying, like, it's a remake. They can if they remake it.
Oh, Naughty Dog can definitely get away with it.
They can definitely get away with it.
I wouldn't mind going deeper
about that. There's a gray area they go across.
I don't think that would be anything wrong with that.
I mean, she's part of the lore anyway.
Hold on. If the game focuses on, like if they stay true to the source material for the most part, and they have maybe extended scenes, or maybe that's what we're gonna call them, I guess, extended gameplay clips. Yeah, then I don't think that's an issue. But like I said, a lot of people were saying that they weren't really feeling this. But me, on the other hand, I like Jack too. I'm not opposed to this, and I'm not gonna sit here in front to y'all and act like I'm not gonna buy it, because a lot of people acting like they wouldn't be up for this if this was on store shelves.
This shit gonna sell like crazy.
This shit is gonna sell like crazy. All y'all people saying this is a waste of time. Y'all capping. Y'all gonna be buying this game day one. I'm gonna.
It's still a waste of time, though.
You know what I mean?
It's still a waste of
But
time.
the thing is, I don't necessarily agree with that. Like, I feel like The Last of Us 1 is a classic personally. When it comes to the story, I think the story and gameplay and stuff, like the overall experience to me personally, I think it's considered a classic. If they could somehow use it in the Last of Us 2 engine, and I'm all for that. But Jack, go ahead.
You notice The Last of Us essentially become GTA 5 then, right?
But this is the problem. What I was saying. And GTA 5 is like the third selling best game of all. This is my problem.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
What's the overall goal of a business? Anybody? Can anybody tell me?
To make money.
Make money. Okay, so how is The Last of Us remake a waste of time when we know it's finna sell like goddamn 20 million copies?
Bro. Jamie, you gonna be
hold on.
As a gamer, it's a waste of time.
Exactly. Two things can be true.
Let J-Man go. Let J-Man go.
Last of Us remake would
Next.
absolutely sell. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as a gamer, it is not needed. It's not.
It's not needed. I agree.
I
Was
don't
Demon
need-
Souls remake needed?
Jack, you're talking about a 15-year-old
I don't know. I don't play. I
game
didn't play the
compared
original
to
Demon Souls.
a
Let Alex go. Let Alex go. One at a time.
Hold on. It's
One
only
at
a
a
4-year difference. Wait a minute. It's only a 4-year difference between Demon Souls and The Last of Us. Don't do that.
Okay, don't do this, Jack. Don't put yourself in a situation.
There is no
'cause you
difference,
know-
Alex. Alex, there's no
Jack,
difference.
stop.
What's the difference, Alex?
When did Demon
Explain
Souls?
to me.
When did
Explain
Demon
to
Souls come out?
2009.
What year did it come out with the
No,
remake?
it didn't come out 2009. I'm wrong.
Go ahead.
I
When
think
did it come out?
What
Well,
year
08?
did it come
I
out?
don't fucking remember.
About
I think it
08,
was
when the PS3 finally had video games, right?
It was 2009.
Thank
Yeah.
2009.
Oh, it didn't come out 09. All right, there you go.
12 years later, right? They remade the exact same game in just a new engine with a new coat of paint.
Okay.
Last of Us came out on the PS3. It was then remade on the PS4, running at what 4K 30 and some other remastered, whatever remastered. Fine, if you want to get into like the nitty gritty. Now they want to redo it again 4 years later. Honestly, there is literally nothing that they can do to this remake or to this remaster besides giving you factions in a multiplayer game with The Last of Us 2 gameplay mechanics that they could honestly do with the game in general. Because of the fact that Last of Us, because of the fact that Last of Us 1 is beholden and loved by so many people, the only person who can actually say this is a waste of time is me, because I fucking hate that game. That game is a waste of fucking time to remake because they could be using that revenue and that money and those resources to make new IPs or other IPs that they could be expanding, like Days Gone 2. The thing is, they are putting their money into things that they know will sell because simps will buy those fucking games. It doesn't matter about anything else. It is in fact about making money. And if you don't realize how Sony is trying to milk you, then you are fucking blind.
I mean, I think Jack acknowledges that they're doing it for the money.
Yeah, it's all it is. Yeah.
But everybody acknowledges that.
My point is, if you do not see how putting The Last of Us 2 gameplay mechanics in the original game is not going to change
That'd be
crazy. It would up the immersion in the game that much more. But at the same time, we already know what's going to happen. We played this shit.
We know what's going to happen in all this shit. Man.
We already know what we're going to get. We've experienced this shit. We know what it offers. It's a great story about a bond, but that's it.
How much of the mechanics are going to move over? Because The Last of Us is a lot more, corridor.
It's a lot more
like Last of Us 2.
Well, this is supposed to be a remake. They're saying this is a remake.
Redo the assets.
But a lot of it is corridors.
But look though, right? How many of y'all rebuy Call of Duty every year with? And I've seen videos where they show Call of Duty ending side by side, right? And it's literally shot for shot the same.
Yeah, same
shit.
shit.
So how many? And those are the top selling games every year, right? So y'all go out and buy remake Call of Duties and Battlefields every other fucking year. So when they remake this, I don't want to hear nothing, bro. And they'll be the top selling games.
However, Jack, the difference is those
would you
games,
be okay if they did the same thing for Horizon, Jack?
Well, no. The thing is, those games are yearly franchises, and they're designed to be yearly franchises and digested that way.
And Last of Us 1 did not come out last year.
However, when you think of, and this is coming from someone who is not a fan of Sony in this generation, okay? Not PS1, PS2, or PS3. I loved them then. PS4 moving forward, I'm not a fan. But when you think of Sony exclusives and their games, what do you think of? High quality, high bar, single player games that move the needle forward in some way or direction. We are not moving the needle forward. We're going back to our old reservoir, and we're going through and re-bringing out things that we know are going to be good, that we know have we done well before, and we're not moving anything forward in that direction that people need to want to play and want. The thing is, when people say like Sony State of Play was mid, it was mid because there's nothing new there that will attract them to buy a PS5. I have no reason to buy a PS5. I already have played Demon Souls, and I don't want to play. The only thing I want to play is Ratchet and Clank, and that's absolutely it. But even then, that's probably going to come to PC. So fuck it. But the thing is, there's nothing there new that Sony is putting out that is really.
I agree. This is not risky. It's safe. But if Naughty Dog is able, and obviously they're making this in collaboration with another group of developers. But if they're able to produce this and while working on a new game, I don't see there's no harm or foul in this at all. I'll take both.
But I got a question. So, would you rather have the remaster or a new IP?
You're getting both.
But you're getting both. You're not listening to me. You're getting both.
Yeah,
Not all their focus. Look, it would be okay. I would understand some of y'all criticisms if The Last of Us remake was Naughty Dog's only focus, but that's not the case.
That's how I feel people think it is.
They
just launched Last of Us 2.
That's what I'm saying.
Like in pre-production of the next IP or whatever they're doing.
Maybe we'll get this while they're working on the next one. They're obviously working on two things. Naughty Dog's a big ass team, and it's obviously split. On top of that, the Bend new game group, whatever, is me helping them making this remake. I don't see an issue of them releasing this remake and working on a new IP in the meantime as well. Like the bulk of their main focus is on that. I don't. Where's the problem here, bro? We get both.
And that
I don't see the issue. I don't see the
issue personally. Okay, let's move on. Uncharted coming back. How you guys feel about this? And let's keep this one a little bit shorter. Uncharted coming back. Are y'all happy about this, or should we lay this franchise to rest at this point?
Lay it to rest.
Nah, I would want another Uncharted.
I want another one, but I had this conversation, I think, with Alex and Blaze and everybody. At this point, right, they go the route that we think they're going to go, where they're just going to carry with the daughter. You might as well not even call this Uncharted. You might as well call this what? Tomb Raider, because that's basically what it's transforming into. And they already split it up. Like, you got Sully and his brother doing their own thing. You have Chloe and Nadine doing theirs, and now you got Drake, who's basically the new Sully and his daughter. So I don't know what they can do, honestly, with this new one. I don't know how they're going to push it, but
you know what?
I don't know. If they continue, that shit's going to be, you know what I mean? Because let's keep it buck. The last time we saw Uncharted, which was 4, with Drake, they showed the pickaxe, right? They got that from Tomb Raider and everything. It was pretty much shot for shot the same with the way they were doing it. So when you go into the next one, you're pretty much doing it.
I feel like after, was it 5 games? If you're counting Lost Legacy and Golden Abyss,
it's 5. Yeah, when you
5 games. 5. I feel like at this point, let's put Uncharted to rest and let's move on for the franchise. If they drop another one, will I buy it? Of course. It's Uncharted, right? I want to see what they do with it. But if they're gonna be falling into the same kind of gameplay loops and like in the set pieces, and obviously like if the game's not gonna be drastically different, if they're not gonna do a 180 shift somehow, like what Santa Monica was able to do with God of War, I kind of do not want to see another Uncharted, to be honest.
I feel like
I'm very happy.
I want Last of Us 1 for the third time.
No, I'm just saying.
I knew Uncharted.
Well, look, Jamin, I said I would buy it, Jamin. I said I'll buy it, but I think I'm okay with it because I feel like, as for the main line of games, Jamin, I feel like it ended right. I'm more concerned of Naughty Dog not updating Uncharted 4 at this point, to be honest. I want to see Uncharted 4's new capabilities on PS5. I want a 60 frames per second patch. I want a resolution boost. I want to see updates for that. I'm not dying for another Uncharted. I think that's just how I'm personally feeling. I'm not also dying for a Last of Us remake either, J-Main. It's the same thing. I'm not dying for a remake. I'm not asking for it. But if they were to drop it with updated graphics and stuff, I would hop at the opportunity to play it if it played like The Last of Us 2. That's all I'm saying about it. But I think I'm okay with the way Uncharted ended. I think it was perfect. You don't want it to get into the franchise to get into the spot where it just
it don't make sense, like Fast and Furious.
Or it's just not exciting anymore. I don't know. They would have to really blow me away. That's what I'm saying. If they're not doing some sort of God of War level type of change to Uncharted, I don't want to really see the sequel. If they're gonna, I'd rather see them even remaster or remake the first one or something. I'd rather see that. But
I think I'd
rather see that. I think I'd rather see that.
Let's do all games than new games.
I don't know. I think I'd rather see that because I feel like they ended Nathan Drake's story so perfectly. I like
it. It don't have to be about Nathan Drake.
I was saying they don't need another chapter, J-Man. The way they ended his story,
but they don't have to be about.
They ended that shit good. I don't want them to overdrag it. That's all. I'm just worried about they're gonna overdrag it, bro. Like
Jay, that kind of goes to my fear though, bro. When I said, what at that point in time when you start going the other route and you go with the daughter, is it even Uncharted at this point, or is it Tomb Raider?
It could still be Uncharted. But
I mean, the only difference is that it's
female-led protagonist. Because that's basically what they're pushing.
Oh,
they're pushing a lot of
Tomb Raider?
Pretty much, it's going to be shot for shot the same.
Nobody called Lost Legacy a Tomb Raider game.
Exactly. In fact,
So
that's one of the
highly
acclaimed Uncharted games.
I think it's one of the best.
I don't want to say it's the best, but it's getting up there.
It's not the best, but it's up there.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
That scene with the elephants. That scene with the elephants.
I don't know why people be capping saying Lost Legacy is better than 4 though. I think they bugging when they be saying.
Yeah, they really bug
4.
with that
I think 4 is way better. I think 4 is way better.
Gentlemen, do you want to hear some breaking news?
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Let's hear some breaking news.
Multiple buyers are interested in buying Square Enix.
Isn't there a rumor that Microsoft is trying to buy them?
Several potential buyers have shown interest in Square Enix, quoted 2 bankers familiar with the matter. It's not clear if the focus is in the gaming sector or the company as a whole.
It's
According to
Tencent,
Bloomberg
dog.
data, Square Enix digital entertainment business accounted for 72% of digital sales. So yeah, somebody might buy Square Enix, and you know what?
They're up for sale, like that. They're up for sale. You saying?
Apparently, they're up for sale. Y'all think it's going to be MS?
Let's do some more research on that. It's probably
So-
going to be
If I'm not
something crazy
mistaken-
like Tencent or some shit like
I
So
that.
think it's
Square
mistaken,
Enix,
Tencent's
Sega,
probably gonna
and
buy that.
what was that other studio that was mentioned before?
Konami?
Square Enix, Sega, Konami, and I think WB was also mentioned before, right?
Well, Warner Brothers was going to
potential
be spun off by AT&T.
okay.
If I'm not mistaken, Microsoft said that they plan on having another big purchase.
They did.
They did say that.
Yeah, like Bethesda
I
level.
don't
They
see
said- yeah, they
it.
said
I don't
that
see
big.
it. I don't
But they
see
said
it. I don't see
Bethesda
it.
level purchase, bro.
I don't
If
see
that
it.
happens-
If that
if
happens,
that
that's
happens-
wild. I don't see it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on the
Yeah.
limb and say I don't see it.
Yo, to
I don't
have-
think they're
but
about
then
the
again-
EA. Everybody's saying EA in the chat. It's
Yo,
not
to
EA.
have the biggest, if Microsoft has the biggest JRPG,
I don't see
factory,
it.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Listen,
Anyhow, this will be the biggest news I've ever seen. Like even like way.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
That
No
would be
way.
honestly, in my opinion,
be-
bigger than Bethesda.
I think
love
Jack will jump off a
Square
bridge. I think Jack might
Hold
jump
on.
off a bridge if that would happen, man.
If that happens, you can guarantee Game Pass coming to PlayStation.
It has to. It has to.
You had no
Yeah.
choice.
At that point, you have no choice.
No choice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't-
Looking at RPGs.
But I kind of don't want it. I don't want Xbox to get it because I feel like there's too much in one company like that. I don't like that.
It doesn't matter. What does it matter? We have all the platforms. That shit
I
don't
don't
matter.
know. I'm
true.
just scared.
That's
I'm just
true.
scared if Microsoft fucks something up. I don't want it to, you know what I mean? Maybe spread this shit out a little bit. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't
you know,
know, man.
everybody's scared about Discord. No, Jay, everybody's scared for Discord because they try to buy them for $10 billion as well.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
you got to
It's a
keep
little
in
bit
mind,
scary.
everybody's scared for Discord as well.
Everybody's scared. Period. I mean, look, I talked about this before. It's an oligopoly. It's small companies. Well, not small. It's a small amount of companies that are owning a majority of the share.
Right.
And that's a scary fucking thing.
Yeah, it's a little
You don't have
spooky.
actual independent fucking people going out and doing whatever they can to control market share. When it's just 3 or 4 companies owning everything, that's a fucking problem. But people don't realize that until it's too late. And then it turns around and then they're drinking what I drink and then they're like, oh shit, Alex, right.
Yeah. All right, yo, back to the article. Okay, we talked about the Days Gone situation and them not making a sequel, and it makes sense to me at least, and some people don't see why. And by the way, y'all little 15,000 petition signatures ain't gonna do shit. Like 15,000,
I don't know
really,
why people keep
really,
showing me that shit.
really,
15,000
15,000
signatures ain't shit.
signatures? What the? Good luck.
Then they
Have
had
fun with that
another
one,
one.
bro.
Then they
Have
had
fun with that
another one to remove Jim Ryan from office, some shit like that.
Yeah,
Wasn't
good luck
there
with that
another
one
Yeah.
too.
Like, what the hell?
You guys better pray. I think this is actually might be viable. You better pray that the game is an absolute smash on PC. If it's an absolute smash, at least I very well think conversations at least can be held. It can be brought up again. Like, yo, maybe people are actually interested in this shit. If it's absolutely smash. But I don't even think it's going to be an absolute smash. I think it's going to perform well on PC. Maybe around Horizon, maybe more since it's a newer game. Horizon was 4 years old. But I don't... y'all have a better chance praying for that than with your little 15K petitions. Because most of y'all be
15K?
capping for this shit, bro. Like, where was this kind of love for day? Yeah, like, I feel like just because now we know we're not getting the sequel, now people are kind of hyping it up. The Days Gone, like this type of love for Day Gone wasn't there before, bro.
Just like MLB
It
the
wasn't
show.
there before.
Dudes that
Just like
never talked about
MLB
MLB the show last year, the year before, all of a sudden they're massive fans because they're going to fucking Xbox.
You know how it go. Everybody a fan after you
Yo,
die.
people,
yo.
you know what? Yeah,
Exactly.
Yo, people don't put their money where their mouth is. That's an issue. I'll never forget
Thank you.
PlayStation
Thank
fans
you.
for this too, because let's not forget the journey of The Last Guardian. This game was like a mythical game at one point where people were like, "Oh, The Last Guardian, creators of Shadow of the Colossus,
Preach.
Eco," and like people used to actually Let's not forget there was a time that niggas was like, okay, so the third time, that's 3. People were actually that's 3. That's 3. That's 3. That's 3.
Push-ups.
Let's not forget there's a
15
time.
push-ups.
You see, when I get passionate, it slips up. I remember there's a time when people were talking about this and can't wait for this coming, capping for this game. It's like, oh, this game gonna come out. Remember, they brought the piece of paper, J-Main, on stage, and they wrote Last Guardian Shenmue 3, and people were like, oh my god. Oh my god. J-Main, the game came out. What happened? What happened when the game came out, sir? What happened when the game came out, J-Main?
Ain't nobody buy that shit, man.
Everybody buy that shit.
They can only make ads. They can only make.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about, dude.
People
That's
be
what I'm talking
capping
about,
too much, and I bought that. And I
Yeah.
actually like the Last Guardian a lot too. I think the
And they
controls
wonder
were a
why
little rough, so it's
PlayStation
good.
is focusing
But
on
they
it.
be
keep
capping
it
so
They wonder why
much.
PlayStation's opening the doors, Jay. They wonder why these gamers are going to PC, why they're looking to mobile. It's like because you motherfuckers do more time hyping them up
They
than
be
buying and
talking
supporting
on
them. That's the problem.
You be seeing this type of hype on the internet, like you be thinking like, yo, this game's gonna drop. Yo,
It's gonna be the
Last
second
Guardian
coming to
up. That
Jesus.
game is gonna be
Right.
a smash. That came out, bro. That shit flopped. Oh my god, that
Bro.
shit flopped, bro.
Bro,
That
do y'all
was the
remember when
craziest shit I've
games were
ever
like
seen, man.
events back in the day, like Halo 3, for example? That's how a lot of people hype up PlayStation games. You think they're gonna just do 10 million simple, like right out the gate. No,
Yeah, man.
it never happens. Never happens. You get a fraction. You get a small fraction.
So it is
Look,
what it is. A
I
lot of
ju-
people do the
I
internet
just pulled
capping,
up-
but they don't really be buying these games like that, yo. It's just,
That's
I
true.
just pulled
They don't
up
even play
the,
them. They don't even play them. It's all a ruse to try and make, they go, oh, yeah, we got this. Xbox,
It's
they
just
got
for-
that. And it's
yeah,
like, that's
that's
all
all.
it is. That's all it is.
Exactly.
So I just
All the
pulled
fuck
up
it is.
the Days Gone trailer on YouTube. The PlayStation official YouTube channel has 11,000 likes, 976 dislikes.
What's that, the PC one?
Yeah, the PC one. So
PlayStation's
15,000
channel.
of you on PlayStation's channel. So people complaining and crying. The only reason you're complaining and crying is because you want to have a little list war for your little console peasantry game bullshit. Nobody gives a fuck about
No
you
one
and you and your
cares.
400 followers.
Yep.
Delete your fucking account.
You know what? This should have
That's
made
it. That's
this
literally
quote.
it. That's literally it.
Yo, this quote should have made everything clear as day for PlayStation fans, at least on Twitter, our Twitter community. Jim Ryan said himself, we also looked at it through the lens of what the PlayStation community thought about it. And this is him referring to Horizon coming to PC. There was no massive adverse reaction to it. So we will continue to take mission steps in this direction. So all that noise, the people flinging his PS4, flipping his PS4 on the table, all the crying on Twitter. This guy said there was no massive adverse reaction to it. So that just tells you how small this little Twitter community and this little these little loud vocal minority you guys are. Y'all mean nothing. They don't even look at y'all. They don't care about y'all. So
Not
now
even
it's
that
time
big,
y'all,
Alex.
Y'all,
They're that
y'all
big.
should be freed from the shackles
big.
and get off your knees. Stop dick sucking it. And act like a normal
Preach.
person. Stop
Kofi
acting
hanging
like
out
a
with me
normal
lately.
person,
Tell
man.
him, dog. Tell him.
Like, act
See, too
normal.
many
It's
motherfuckers
fake
forget.
outrage. These games coming to PC. It's fake shit. Nobody's stopping gaming on PlayStation. All y'all still. PlayStation is selling more consoles than they ever been. They can't keep that shit. Nothing's gonna change.
My thing is this, though.
Y'all just be
They're
capping,
so
and it's
obsessed.
enough.
They're so obsessed with Sony's revenue, right? They were hyping up $25 billion. Okay, if you care more about revenue than supporting the games, wouldn't you be, I don't know, hyping up like these gamers go to other platforms to make more revenue?
Dog, they don't. These guys don't know it. It's fake.
No,
It's all
they-
of it's
It makes no
fake.
sense to me.
Right.
It's
It makes no
fake,
sense to me.
man.
They
It makes no
only
fucking
wanted,
sense to me.
They only wanted to argue on Twitter.
That's
what
it.
I'm saying.
That's the only reason they want this shit. It's
Yeah.
the only,
fake.
and you know what? It's not just Sony fanboys. It's Xbox fanboys too, right? It's any fucking fanboy. Oh, we got this and you don't. Fuck
I like
it.
poking
It's
fun. I'm gonna
fucking
make fun
video
of it
games, dude.
until Alex, until they get over it. The game's coming to PC. I'm a clown. I'm a clown about it until they get over it. When they get
Yo.
over it, then it's not even funny no more.
Listen,
Didn't
It's
you
all
smash
fake,
PC over Horizon going to PC? Did he try to capture? I
Bro,
didn't
there's a
mean it.
whole-
Like, come on, bro. Like,
I'm
stop.
about listen. This Tito's vodka is kicking in, right? And my Twitch payment came through last night.
Oh shit.
I might do something real stupid right now and pre-order Days Gone on PC. Just
Yes,
to
sir.
show Sony.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
support
sir.
Come on down, boy.
Yes,
Come on
sir.
down.
Whole slate.
Did you buy
Whole
Horizon?
That's the
slate.
thing, yo.
Whole slate.
Whole
That's the
slate.
thing, though.
Yes,
the
sir.
PlayStation
Twitch
community needs
just
to
paid
understand
me.
this too, though. If you don't want to buy it, there's gonna be somebody else on another platform that will more than happily buy it. It's gonna be like that. That's just how they look at it.
Money, man.
That's just how it is. They're gonna get this money. If you ain't gonna support them, guess what? It's gonna go to other platforms. And we already saw this happening as soon as we saw the PlayStation Studios rebranding. I mean, did we not?
Mm-hmm.
We already saw this shit happening, like in some capacity. So
Bro, you seen this shit coming a
it was
mile
on the door.
away.
Yeah, it was on the wall.
A mile away, bro. And
he was like, "Oh no, they're just doing that. It's cool." Yeah, they're just doing that because it's cool. I'm like, nah, dog. You don't go from having select studios with their own brand to being a one brand PlayStation Studios, being the exact same style as Xbox Game Studios, and less than a year, mind you, they did this shit, and everything else changed. You don't do that.
Yo,
For all the people that wanted Sean
is
Layden
coming to
back
PC.
too, he was on that same vibe.
Speaking of Sean Layden, he was liking every fucking post that he was getting tagged into. Like everybody was like, "Yo, fired Jim Ryan." He was liking every fucking post.
This is inevitable. Yo, these PlayStation exclusives that y'all loving.
It was quiet, but he was, you know what I mean? He was deadly with the tweets though. He was just low.
I got a question about
tweet.
that.
He must have threw hands.
He was having fun.
Under Sean Layden, they still wanted to bring games to
yeah,
PC.
he said it himself.
So hold on. So the question is it Jim Ryan that's causing these problems, or is it their board that's pushing this? People are blaming Jim Ryan, but it's really,
you know what's pushing? No, let me tell you something.
No,
why this is happening? All right, go ahead, finish.
If it's the board, it doesn't matter who the CEO is, because Sean Layden was asked to bring the games to PC. Jim Ryan's bringing the games to PC, even though they completely disagree with each other. That tells me that that's upper leadership, higher than Jim Ryan.
You know what that tells me, Anubis? That tells me these games are expensive to make. We got these PlayStation exclusives.
So these people,
the budgets are getting bigger and bigger. $100 million games, bro.
Oh, they're getting up there to. They're getting up there with AAA quality.
Just to sell, 10 million copies after bundles. And price drops three months later.
I say that.
PlayStation wants to bring the game.
I say that because a lot of people think if they get rid of Jim Ryan, it's gonna solve all their problems.
I don't think
it's the board. You're gonna get another guy who's gonna have to do whatever the board wants.
Mm-hmm. Yo, Jim Ryan hasn't done nothing wrong in my personality besides the talking about the old games, and he should care more about legacy games. Maybe I don't know if that's his choice either, but. Yeah. Besides that, I think people come at Jim Ryan a little too hard. Look, the console's only been out for 5 months. Y'all didn't even let the console, like PlayStation, even hit a strive or anything before y'all talk shit. It hasn't even been a year yet.
They killing Jim Ryan for caring about the games that they want.
Yeah,
I know.
The games they want.
I know. Like PlayStation guys hype Blockbuster. Like they make fun of like other shit. I've seen times they make fun of Xbox for having like lower budget games, and they want the big budget games. And now he's saying, "Yo, we're gonna focus on that." Now, mans are like killing them for that too. So like, I think y'all just made him my enemy. I think you might have some points where you could talk shit about Jim Ryan, but overall, I think it's too early. I think it's way too early to jump to a conclusion and say, "Oh, PlayStation's in in a bad state." Yeah, some things might be quite questionable, and it's good that y'all heads are on a swivel and y'all ready to, let y'all voices be heard for stuff. But I think right now is a little bit too early for y'all to be preaching all this doom and gloom shit, yo. Like y'all need to relax. Mm-hmm. Console's 5 months old, hasn't even been a year yet. We're in the middle of a pandemic. You know what I mean? Like, let's let some time ride out.
And honestly, what happens, like, why do you fucking care?
About what?
Like about any of this. Like, right? Why do you fucking care?
Eagles.
If the only reason you care about is because you go on fucking Twitter, shut the fuck up and turn Twitter the fuck off. Like, for real. No, but for real. Just turn Twitter off, right? You don't need to be on there, right? If you want to play Sony games, you want to play your PlayStation, go fucking play your PlayStation, dude. Nobody gives a fuck, bro.
You know what
fucking cares, dude.
You know what's funny about that statement?
Xbox, go play your fucking Xbox. If you want to hang out with, like, if you want me and Jeremy to just cling toes together and play on our Switch together, that's fine.
Nobody asked that.
They're asking for that on OnlyFans. Then fucking go play your Switch. But like, it ain't a fucking big deal, bro. It's just video games, dude.
Not a big deal, man. I like poking fun at man because they care too much here. I don't know why, bro. That's right. As soon as people stop caring, then that's when I stop making the jokes. You know what I mean?
Ironically, those are the people you gotta watch the most, though, because those are the ones that they ain't playing them at all. If you're on Twitter 24/7, what time do you have to play the games you're talking about?
For real?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
okay. The article, real quick. Was there anything else that we needed to discuss? We talked about the Uncharted being in development. We talked about the situation with what Sony Bend is going through. We talked about the Last of Us remake. Was there any other things that we had to discuss from this article, Jamie? We kind of talked about, Sony focusing on, blockbuster titles, and people are worrying about AA, but even that is not even really true too. Like, look, they have like Solar Ash on the way. They're working with like independent developers on a whole bunch of indie games too. So I feel like people are jumping to conclusions too much with this shit, bro. Like, they've already shown us that they're working on, or they're even promoting independent game development, and even got some exclusive, the cat game called Stray as well. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't understand.
I mean, they got two of the most anticipated indie games coming to their platform. I know it's not first party, but it's going to be associated on consoles with PlayStation and Kenna and Sifu. To me, I think their approach is going to be moving forward with the smaller titles is that it's less of a risk to partner up with these smaller studios to help fund or support them in a game that's going to be exclusive to your platform for a year or so. And you can benefit from that, and then you go on from there, than it is to dedicate a whole studio to something and it potentially flop. And now you have all that lost money in that situation. So, I mean, as long as they still providing the good games, I don't see an issue with either approach. Yeah.
Where is this cap from Sifu coming from? Right? Because these developers already made a game, Absolver, that was on PlayStation 4, and it fucking flopped. As a matter of fact, they gave it away for free on PS Plus, and nobody fucking played. So all of a sudden,
Sifu looks like a better game.
Because
Sifu does look better.
It does look like a quality game.
Sifu looks
ain't nobody
much
gonna buy
better.
that goddamn game.
It look better.
No,
It looks a lot better than that.
As someone that beat Absolver
Jack,
last
you're
year,
gonna be on the day one. Stop. That shit like
Absolver's
You know what, Jack? I want to say I'm hyped for it, but I do, from the trailers I've seen, they be posting these little gifs on Twitter, and it look kind of smooth, yo.
Nobody is gonna buy it. Nobody's gonna buy it for all these PlayStation mans. Y'all didn't buy Absolver, but now y'all want some. Come on, man.
Well, hold on, Jack. They didn't buy the other smaller titles when it was under PlayStation's umbrella. So that's exactly my point. It's cheaper to support these indie studios than it is to make them first party. So you understand why Sony Japan got closed now, right?
Hey man,
I think it's just. You know what? I think it's just a combination.
That argument, and it goes full circle.
You know what? You know where this doom and gloom list coming from? To be honest, and let's keep it a buck. We're gonna keep it all the way 1,000. It's the combination of the games going on PC. It's the combination of Sony Japan studios pretty much getting closed down. The people from Bloodborne and all that shit left, and that shit's pretty much a wrap. And the shift to more Western developed games is probably what PlayStation is going to be focusing on now. It's probably the backwards compatibility thing that Sony doesn't seem to be caring about their legacy games, and I think it's all in combination with what Microsoft is doing. Yes, the loser of the pact, but it seems like when Microsoft is in the media and the news,
oh god,
they're in there for they just bought Bethesda. You know what I mean? They got Perfect Dark that coming. They got Game Pass. Outriders is in there. MLB The Show is coming to Game Pass. So I think in combination to seeing what's going on the opposite side is contributing to people feeling like this on PlayStation. Let's keep it a buck. People are seeing what's going on Xbox, even though it's the losing team, whatever. But Microsoft is making strides, and they're making some sort of moves, right? That are, it seems like it's making the Xbox looking like a pretty good product, right? It's making the Xbox look like a good product. That's why people are so hung up. Because I watched Colin go on this rant, and he sounded kind of shook about Xbox. If you go
he's
the
most pessimistic PlayStation fan I ever met.
Yo, he sounded kind of shook about Xbox. He was like, Xbox got 23 studios. They're doing this.
30.
They're buying
I think
this.
he said 30, over 30.
No, but it's 20. I think he's wrong about it. I think it's actually 20. It's 23.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he just said it, but Microsoft got all of this shit going on for themselves at the moment, even though they still got a long way to go, in my personal opinion. Yes, they laid down some pretty good groundwork, but when we gonna see these games, especially in today's climate in the pandemic, we probably ain't gonna see these games anytime soon. Let's keep
yeah,
it up.
these games are out.
These games are far out, but they kind of. And the pandemic's definitely not helping, but they kind of put themselves in a nice little situation, and Game Pass is looking pretty nice overall. So I think it's just a combination of what Microsoft is doing and the few bad stories or kind of questionable stories we're getting from PlayStation is why people are feeling this doom and gloom situation. But I'm here to tell PlayStation fans, it's too early. Relax. You know
Relax.
I just got one
it's
thing
too
to say.
early. The games are coming. PlayStation has been silent multiple times, and they have come and hit hard. So I think it's just people are jumping to conclusions for too many things, and everyone just needs to chill, bro. It hasn't been a year since the PS5's even been out, bro. So like everybody, calm down. Let's look at year two. Let's look at year 2 and beyond, and before we start jumping to any sort of conclusions about what's going on with PlayStation right now, because it's too early. That's my
I think there's organizational problems with PlayStation. If I were to ask you, what is the mission, the goal for Xbox? Everybody's gonna say it's Game Pass. That's all they do. They do everything for Game Pass. If I asked you the same for PlayStation, what is their goal? You couldn't tell me.
The
you don't know
if AAA games, absolutely.
Okay, then why are they promoting a PlayStation now? And
What?
those games don't.
They're barely promoting PlayStation.
No,
now.
but they
I didn't hear your question.
Originally they did nothing with PlayStation now. Now they're starting to promote it more. Before it wasn't. You couldn't.
You know how much money they
talk about
invested
it.
in the PlayStation now?
That shit about
Yeah,
to get
they
restructured.
spent a lot, but they didn't. They ignored it for a long time.
Yeah, because they were losing money. They gotta find some way to get that shit back.
Oh, but if you so what is the goal? PS Now or just AAA games?
It's
think-
the AAA games. PlayStation Now is a side thing. They don't even put games like day and date.
How can that be a side thing?
How can it be? It's streaming and old PS4 games and PS3 and PS2.
It's disorganized. Completely.
Okay, with the whole PlayStation Now situation, if I'm looking at PlayStation today and I say what is their focus, I feel like their focus is still selling the console. I say their focus is still getting the PS5 in as much people's hands as possible, while trying to generate as much revenue too with them. You know, maybe looking at their back catalog and maybe exploring games, some games on the PC platform. Them working on movies and stuff like that. I feel like that's PlayStation's mission right now. They're just building
those
their
goals
brand even bigger than they already
contradict each other.
Okay, so explain to me.
See how?
Okay,
Yeah,
Explain.
okay. If your goal is to sell as many PlayStations as possible, putting them on PC is counterproductive to that goal.
Oh my god!
No, but that's the
true.
fanboy logic.
True.
That's the
No,
fanboy logic,
that's a fact.
though.
No matter what. No. Hold on.
Okay,
That is a fact. Hold on.
We're not going
That is a fact. No matter what
Okay.
you say, that's a
Okay.
fact. If they come
Okay.
day and date, are you gonna keep your PS5?
But that's
Are they day and
me. They're not. They're not.
Day and date.
Okay,
But
2 years
once
ago you
again-
would have said they would never come to PC. So why would they not go?
Okay,
day
but
and date?
Anubis, once again, we had these conversations before. This is even if they came day and date, there's gonna be a large group of people that are still gonna be buying out PlayStations, bro.
Yeah, I
Why
agree
do
with
people
that.
say
I don't
that,
think
like,
it's a
as soon
threat
as
to
if
the-
it comes out on
You're not
PC,
listening to my
then-
point though.
No, why you bringing that up? then?
My point. Hold on. My point
Okay.
is, if the goal is just to sell as many PS5s as possible,
Is the goal is to
that's
make
your
money?
goal-
Is the goal is to make money? Let's say that. The goal is to make money. They're trying to make money.
okay, then that's different. But if you're saying the goal is to sell consoles, putting them on PC is counterproductive to that goal.
I don't think so. I don't think that. I disagree with that
Because-
point, though.
If the goal is to sell consoles, why would
Mm-hmm.
you put your IP that's exclusive to that console on another platform that would make people not want to get the console?
Which people?
Okay.
Which people?
How many
I'm asking
people?
a simple
Okay,
question. I'm
how
asking
many
you a question.
people?
Which people?
Okay, everybody in our Discord, nobody has an Xbox.
Because we game on PC. We're PC. We play on PC.
No, but a lot of people don't have
some
an
PC
Xbox.
gamers in our
I
Discord.
don't
So
need
what
an
are you talking
Xbox.
about?
I'm on PC.
We're PC guys,
That's my
though.
point. That's my point.
We're on PC.
But if I was a
Yeah,
console
the
guy, it
fact
wouldn't
that
matter.
Xbox-
It wouldn't matter, though.
No. If Xbox told you their goal is to sell as many Xboxes as possible, right?
Okay.
Them having their games on PC is counterproductive to them having selling as many consoles as they want. I'm just talking about that aspect.
I don't know.
Yeah, he lost me with
You
this
get,
shit.
you get what he's trying to get at? You get
No.
what he's trying to
I
get
mean, yeah, I get what he's saying, but it's again, it's a small percentage of people, so it's not that big of a deal. Like to me,
like if I asked you what was the goal?
They never gonna agree with that.
I told you to go. I told you to go.
I don't know. Your goal, it makes sense. AAA games, I get that. But he said the goal was to sell consoles. I say that doesn't make sense.
Okay, but you say we're never gonna agree with you. Okay, says a perfect case study. Horizon dropped on PC. What has it done for PlayStation sales?
No, I got something that's gonna shut all this shit down.
Let's hear it.
Anubis.
Yeah.
These guys don't realize that they was once console gamers, but now they PC gamers, right? That's the end of the conversation. That's the end of the conversation.
I used to be a PlayStation gamer. I used to be a PlayStation gamer.
But that's the end of the conversation right there.
The reason I switched to PC.
The same way you can convert to something,
Mhm.
I don't know why y'all think it's unfathomable for somebody who's a console gamer right now to do the same.
Yeah,
but you act like
it's PC gaming all the time.
But you're saying that as if it stops new console gamers from being born.
I never said that.
So it's a moot point then.
No, it's not. No, it is not.
All I said is if your goal is to sell as many consoles, just the consoles as possible, it is counterproductive to that goal to have your exclusives on another platform. That's just a fact. There's no way around that.
Well, we have had this debate a million times, and you guys already know where I stand on it. We know where Jack stands on it. We know where Jamie and Alex stands on it. But in my personal, in my personal opinion, I feel like it will have no effect, and we're gonna see. Let's see, right?
Because
we've seen PlayStation putting their whole slate on PC, Jack. So let's see how them PlayStation sales are looking at though.
It already had an effect.
Okay, so you know what? So how about we just chill? Because we go back and forth about this conversation multiple times, right? A whole slate of games is coming to PC. So let's see how this affects the PlayStation sales then. The console sales. Let's just wait and see how it affects. And when the PS5 sells another 100 million consoles, I'm gonna come to you, Jack, and I'm gonna be like, yo, Jack, God of War's on PC, Horizon's on PC, Days Gone, whatever future title is coming on PC. Now y'all keep on moving the goalposts. But all of this is on PC.
No.
Now y'all keep on moving but the games are not day and day. So what are we talking about then? What are we talking about?
No, they won't.
But my point was 2 years ago that you couldn't even fathom that they would be on PC. Now they're coming onto PC, and that shocks you. But all of a sudden, day and date, when that's impossible now.
It doesn't.
I'm not saying day and date's impossible.
I'm gonna make one more statement. If you don't understand this, you just fucking retarded, okay? Okay. The fact that y'all were console gamers and you went to PC and Xbox releasing their games on PC has affected your outlook on buying an Xbox console. If PlayStation does the exact same thing, it's asinine. It's asinine to believe the way you thought. It's not the way some other people will think. It might not be
I'm pretty sure some people will think like that, Jack. No one's saying
will
think like that, right? But I feel like the crossover won't be as much.
Wait.
It's a select few, though. That's not the whole player base.
Okay, stop. Wait a minute.
We never said the whole player base.
I hate defending Anubis, but what he said was this will sell less consoles. If one person feels like that, it sold less consoles. Move on.
Okay, all right. If that's the point that you're trying to make, then whatever.
Bro,
that's the point that you're right. Then that's the point.
Like that, it sold 15 less consoles. Point blank. Period.
All right.
And that 15 gonna turn into 30, and that 30 turn into 45, and 45 turn.
Then no one buys a PlayStation. Then nobody will buy a PlayStation no more. Then nobody will buy a PlayStation, right? Nobody will buy a PlayStation.
Hold on.
Hey guys. Who used to buy music from the CD store? Raise your hand.
Absolutely.
Raise your hand. You used to buy music from the CD store.
Every Tuesday.
Everybody did, right? And guess what? They start making music more accessible digitally, right? Eventually, Best Buy said, hey, nobody's buying these fucking CDs. We're going to stop carrying them, okay? You see how it didn't happen immediately. I paused where CDs were still on the shelves. Now for all this shit. But eventually, they stopped selling.
I think I'm done with this argument. You know what? I feel like I'm done with this argument. People are gonna have their talks about this, but we're gonna have a perfect case study. Like I said, we're gonna have a perfect case study. More and more PlayStation games are releasing on PC.
Okay,
that's just a fact.
I already got the
let's just wait and see how these PlayStation sales. Let's see if they sell another 100 million consoles.
I just want to make one point.
Can I make?
All right, go ahead.
Okay, the bet with J-Man. If they ever start coming day and date, the financial points after the first big PlayStation game go day and date. they're gonna report they sold less consoles than the previous quarter. I guarantee.
I can't wait.
And I'm willing to bet everybody on this pad $100. Who wants
to Jack, you're going to lose that bet.
You want to bet? Alex, you want to bet?
You're going to lose that
bet. They're gonna sell less consoles when they do day and date. That's what
you're thinking they're gonna sell less consoles.
It's gotta be a major title. It's gotta be a major title.
The War, a Next Horizon, something like that, right? Like another big title.
If that comes on PC day and date, and they announced their console sales after that, they would have sold less consoles than the previous quarter. No doubt in my mind.
We'll see.
Who want to make that bet?
I already got that bet with you, so yeah.
We got that. You want to make that bet?
Wait, Jack, hold on. Listen, can you repeat that? Because I'm a little bit fucking wrong.
The next big PlayStation game, if PlayStation, first of all, PlayStation games got to start going day and date to PC. But the very first game they released day and date on PC, the big game, their financial report is going to show that they sold less PS5s than they did the previous quarter.
Oh no, you lost that bet.
You want to make that bet?
Yeah, you lost that bet.
All right, so me and Alex had to you want to make that bet?
You lost
I don't
that
even know
fucking
if
bet.
Alex know what you said.
We've had this conversation a million times. We can make the bet because I think it's not going to change a single thing. It's not going to change a single thing. I already made this point like a million times before. You guys disagree, which is fine. People disagree. Right now, we can't get a right or wrong answer. Right now, it's virtually pointless to get.
I just want to make.
Hold on, let me.
No.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, Kofi, go first. Kofi, go first.
I'm just saying, like, at this point in time, us having this conversation, we have had this debate multiple times. We're not gonna get the answer that we see because until we have to get the results from seeing, okay, a PlayStation game is dropped here now. We have to see the effect of a PlayStation game releasing on PC and that. We're not gonna get it until that happens. At this point, this is just hearsay and stuff like that. So you have your opinion. I have my opinion. I feel like virtually nothing won't change with the PlayStation as long as the product is still good. PlayStation brand is so powerful. Among the majority of PlayStation gamers are casual gamers that be buying the 2Ks, the FIFAs, the Call of Duties. PlayStation will continue, as long as they stick to what they're doing, they'll continue to sell a shit ton of consoles because when a kid turns 10, 5, and his friend wants a console, PC game is not always the most accessible platform to play games. Your parents are gonna not go out here and buy them. Look how hard it is to get a GPU. They're not gonna build them a fucking PC for that. No, they're gonna get PlayStation. They're gonna get consoles. They're gonna get Nintendo platforms, and that's not gonna change. So I think that the PlayStation. Let me just finish. I think the PlayStation platform will continue to strive despite all their games coming to PC. I'm 100% sure that there's people to this day that probably own a copy of Horizon Zero Dawn that do not know that Horizon Zero Dawn is on PC today. They bought the bundle on PS4 and they do not even know that Horizon Zero Dawn is on PC. And those are the bulk of the people that buy PlayStation consoles. And that's just
the casuals are not as informed as
that's just my point on that. And we're going to see when the games drop day and date, we'll see what kind of effect that it has. I don't think it's going to affect console sales not in a large form or factor. Will there be some crossover? Yeah, maybe there's going to be some hardcore gamers that are going to be like, damn, the PC platform is super appealing. There's a lot of hardcore gamers. Yeah, so the PC platform people, and they might move over, and some might not move over because I know plenty of people. I made a Twitter post.
Right now.
I made a Twitter post about it was a little bit of a bait because I be doing these bait Twitter posts all the time about look at PC gaming must be looking appealing. Do you guys remember I made some sort of tweet like it's looking mighty appealing? I do remember that. And I got a list of console gamers telling me why they do not want a game on PC despite all these games coming to PC. Despite PlayStation releasing games on PC. Despite Xbox putting games on PC. Despite emulators of Nintendo Switch games being available. I saw a whole list of console gamers telling me why do not want a game on PC.
You thought like that before though, right?
Long time ago, yes, and people changed. I used to play on Sega Genesis. I used to be playing strictly Nintendo. Niggas grow up.
Okay, you used to feel like that a long time ago.
Can I just make my one comment?
Go ahead.
If Xbox decides to make the games exclusive to the Xbox, I know 10 people in the Discord that would buy an Xbox.
Oh, absolutely.
The Discord, everybody would start buying Xbox. You know this, Kofi, so I don't know why you don't acknowledge this reality.
Exactly.
You would buy one. I would buy one. Nova would buy one. Strat would buy one. Blaze would buy one.
Guess what, Anubis?
Okay.
That means Xbox sold more consoles, don't it? Okay. Good night, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning.
Think of it. Okay. Let me just counter with this. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Last point, and let's wrap it up and get out of here. Let's do this super chat to get out of here. Yeah.
PC gamers do not want to play, and do not want to buy your shitty third-person adventure games with stealth elements. We don't want that.
Speak for
shit.
yourself.
You know
I
what we
want that shit, bro.
You know
I want all of
we
it.
Want fucking. We want Counter Strike. We want Dota 2, and we want fucking Fallout New Vegas. We want all that shit. All of it.
Alex, you loved Death Stranding though.
The Stranding was really good. I'm not gonna
Man, exactly. Don't you dare.
It's a very good game.
Don't you
It's a very good game.
But
here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Trolling aside, when you look at what the sales were for Horizon Zero Dawn, when you look at what they were for the consoles, the casual market runs the market. It's not the hardcore market. Will some of the hardcore move to PC if PlayStation games go day and date? Absolutely, because they want like the best frame rates, they want free online, they want all the good stuff, right? That's the hardcore market. But look at the Wii. The Wii won that generation not because of the hardcore market, but because of the casual market in terms of revenue and finances, not in terms of games. In terms of revenue and finances, the casual market always wins. And the casual market does not want to go to PC. So you will still lose that bet, even if games go day and date on PC.
None of that shit you said mattered because me and Anubis never said, we didn't speak in absolutes. We never said all. We only said some. And guess what? The hardcore market is some game.
You know why, Jack?
I've been saying that number is. They wouldn't even specify that. That's how
you know why? PC gaming chips away at people. It's people when you see your favorite streamers using PC and then you see all the benefits of PC slowly as you get more indoctrinated into that content.
What is a fucking sex cult? Are you trying to say it's fucking PC gaming is a sex cult? Because it is.
But that's the reason I got into PC was watching BG using a PC and naming all the great things about it. So I was like, what is this PC bullshit? Because I never gave a shit about PC. And then I started to learn about it. I got a shitty PC at first, but I learned how it works and how to build one. Built an awesome PC. I'm not going back to PlayStation. I used to be a fanboy of PlayStation. As slowly but surely, you're gonna start chipping at people.
You are the minority, a very small minority.
Everyone knew PC gamer. There's 10.
You know what PC gamers are? I got a perfect analogy. What PC gamers are. PC gamers are the hood book of niggas that get their first gun and think they the only thug walking around with one of them motherfuckers.
they got a fucking high point. Is that what you're trying to say? They got a high point.
Yeah, hey man, listen, it's a lot more they came from, man. Like them little motherfuckers you threatening with that dry ass pistol, they can go get one. Okay, it ain't that different.
Jack, they got a fucking gun that jams every third fucking round.
Yeah, hey man, you already know how to do it.
Yo, real quick, man. Shout out to everybody watching the podcast, man. Shout out to everybody watching the podcast. We appreciate you. You know what I mean? It's been a long one. We gave you a long episode today. You know what I mean? It's been good conversations. Whether you agree with, J-Main, Alex, Jack, me, Anubis, Big Cloud, you know what I mean? It's been good conversations that were had on the podcast. I would really appreciate it if y'all hit the like button on the video if y'all enjoying the show, or hit the dislike button if you ain't enjoying the show. But I think the podcast has been pretty solid and great conversations were had. We're going to do the super chats and we're going to wrap up the show and get out of here. It's getting kind of late, so let's do that, Alex.
Yeah, okay. Sign a Dex for $2. I like this new Sony #greatness awaits. Smiley emoji, hand over face emoji, hand over face emoji, hand over face emoji. Fantasy Life for $2. He says, if Days Gone do well on PC, can we see a part 2? Probably not.
Possible.
Keep that trash. Wait.
I think conversations could be had. It depends how well it does, though. It has to do really well.
Yeah.
It would have to do really well.
You buying it on PC?
Days Gone?
Yeah.
Nah, I already paid my entry fee to the park. I'm already.
I bought it day one.
I bought it. Let's go. Yes, sir.
I bought it day one. I supported that fucking thing.
PC. Look, listen. PC has became my favorite platform to play games. You don't know this by me. I'm telling you right now. PC is where I play majority of my games. You know what I mean? If there's a way that I can game on PC for everything, trust me, I would, and I would prefer that. I know, but not everybody's like me though. So, but that's all I'm gonna say though. PC is my preferred platform. So I'm hoping all of these games, every PlayStation game that I drop on PC, will be getting supported, whether I'm a big fan of them or not, because I would like to see PlayStation continue to bring these games over, so people like me can be happy. You know what I mean? So that's my take on that.
All right, Sign a Dex for $2. This is breaking Bloomberg Square on shopping block. We talked about it.
I heard that Microsoft on that list too.
Ooh, boy, if Microsoft get it, oh
Yikes.
my god.
Square, wow.
Tune and bullet for the five.
Let's just say Twitter's gonna die for a lot of people.
Twitter will explode.
Shit, I might die, yo, if that shit dropped on PC. I don't even want that to happen, to be honest.
Final Fantasy, Xbox.
I just want.
They own Discord and Square Enix, bro. Damn,
that would be crazy.
That's lethal injection.
Tune and bullet for the 5 Canadian. Jack on Twitter and in an interview, Jason JP saying Sony is killing creativity and won't let their devs make what they want is wrong.
We gonna see.
Excuse me.
You good?
You good? Listen,
you good?
That's you know what I'm having, boy.
Be a short white boy summer, man.
White boy summer.
You about to dove off of this motherfucker.
You about to be done as soon as this shit's done.
Oh, I got a curfew.
Max, I do have a curfew. Max B for the 2 New Zealand. Maybe The Last of Us remake would be easier to port to PC.
There it is.
Possibly.
That shit coming with the HBO show, dog. You already know. Remember I joked around and said that shit coming with the HBO Max subscription?
I do remember that.
They probably want that.
It's too convenient. It's too convenient, Jay. It's too convenient.
It's too convenient.
They want to
Game
promote
inspection. Game inspection for the 5. Also, where the fuck have you been? Game inspection. Weren't you in the Discord?
Yeah, shout out to him.
Naughty Dog wishes they had the Jack game in development, and Retro just hired a writer and writing director for Metroid Prime 4.
Damn, just now? Shit.
Just now? Gaming Addict for the $2. Alex, check your DMs.
What's going on over there?
Are you good?
Bale's 27 for the 1.
This guy drunk.
Robert. Yeah, yeah. No message. Robert Slade for $2. Just do a new Jack game. Would be more interesting. Agreed. Devin Sengar for the 20 Canadian dollary dues. Remember when people criticized Microsoft for putting out the same 3 games, Halo, Gears, and Forza Last Generation?
Oh, man.
Do you think Sony would do the same thing?
Kind of on the right track.
Last of Us. Keep up with the excellent work, PSP crew. Thank you, Devin. You're the best.
Yes,
Devin's
sir.
also on my streams. He's awesome. Game inspection again for the $5. If anyone were to buy Square Enix, it'd be Disney. Disney owns the Kingdom Hearts IP, and it would be tricky to work with another company. Hopefully, no one buys them.
Yeah, I don't want nobody to buy none, man.
I don't want nobody to buy them. I don't want nobody to buy Square Enix.
Yeah, I don't like the idea, to be honest. I don't like the idea of anyone.
It would be
buying
funny if Microsoft bought them, but I don't want anybody.
I don't think I want that either. I don't want that though. Oh.
Well, the outrage on my god,
the outrage on Twitter.
You already know the outrage is going to be ridiculous, Jack.
I can't wait to see they Bari.
Yeah.
But
it's gonna be lit, Jack. So I can't say it's gonna be lit.
Yo, it would be. Look, I kind of wanna see an alternate universe where that happened, so I could just see the timeline. But me personally, I don't want that to happen. I do want to see the reaction though. That'd be
it's gonna be interesting. Like when Xbox dudes who jumped the PlayStation switch back, you know. I'm just saying.
Like Square Enix has done so much for me personally in my formative years. I don't want them going anywhere specific, but we'll go with there.
As a Japanese company, though, isn't there some type of like?
That's what I heard. Is that real?
They can maneuver that shit, yo. They can finesse.
Maybe
is that real?
Yeah, will be the one.
I think there's gonna be Tencent though, if anything.
Robert Slade for $2. Sifu gives Jet Li Rise of. It does. Play Evolver.
Yeah, that was my shit.
Synodex for $2. Here's some dough for speaking facts, Kofi, right now. The
Shout out to Synodex.
Ravenflow $4.99. The console market will be fine, but look up Andrew House's statement that the PS4 Pro was made because of console gamers jumping ship to PC.
I think I did see. I think it was said no, not jumping ship, just to compete. I think I read something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, why
I think it wasn't jumping. It wasn't jumping.
Why were they even worried about it though?
It
doesn't matter.
It's because the PS4 was fucking underpowered.
So wait a minute. They came out with a whole new iteration of a console because they were worried about this. Oh, but it don't matter. Yeah.
But then again, they later on say that PC's not a competition for them. So which one is it?
Well, we know they like to lie, but Jamie, what you said? Things change.
Things change.
You know what changed between now and 2016 when they came out? PC gaming is more accessible. Okay, let's move on. Thank you.
So it's console gaming.
No, let's move on.
I'm sick of Jack. Yo, Jack talks so much shit. Says the guy who's been trying to play Hades for so long, but he got a jiggy laptop sitting right there. Jack's a fraud. Let's keep it 100. Now I got smoke. Hold on, where the gunshot? Now I got smoke.
Jack got on the timeline and
No. Now Jack is got smoke. See, Jack be sitting here on the timeline.
Rig, bro. Enough with the laptop.
Nah. He ain't getting away with this. Jack is a fraud. He's sitting on the timeline crying like a little bitch all the time about how he ain't get to play Hades, how he get to play Cuphead, how it's Ori on every platform but PlayStation, why he has his laptop sitting right there that he can play all these games that are accessible. They're so accessible, but you're sitting here waiting to play the games on PlayStation. Stupid.
Kofi. That's the problem, though, Kofi. I could play him on PC if I choose, but I'm not. I'm not a turncoat like Kofi. You know what I'm saying? Right? So he turned it back on the consoles, right? I'm trying to stay loyal to the game. Watch your fucking mouth.
So what you're telling me, Jack, is that you're a console peasant?
Yeah, man. I want
all these games games that Jack be talking about. He frauding people. It's all cap. All these games that he be talking about, he want to play. He has it available right in front of his face. He can log into his Steam account. He can beat his meat while playing on the laptop and enjoy himself. But guess what he's doing? He's crying on Twitter for these games to come on PlayStation. Keep that same energy. Let's keep it going.
I'm doing what Shoehei bitch ass supposed to be doing. I'm tired, man.
Keep that shit, man. All y'all PlayStation fans are fraud and jumping ship. Y'all gonna be staying where y'all staying, playing on y'all damn console. Let's keep it moving, man.
Jack, you gonna keep waiting because he's right now with Resident Evil.
Oh yeah, he was congratulating.
Oh shit.
Living good.
Gonna be a long summer, boy. Strap in.
He ain't talking to no Hades developers.
Listen, it's gonna be a white boy summer. Tony plays games for $2. Glad my friend J-Main doing good.
Oh, I'm his friend, right? Oh, yeah. Shout out to Off the Record. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Patreon and check out the latest episode. It was a good one.
Robert Slade for the $2. What the fuck is with RE8 being 45 FPS? That's right. Console kiddos.
That's what ray tracing.
Console
PS5, yeah, if you have the ray tracing and shit.
If you turn on ray tracing, which isn't even full ray tracing, you get 45 FPS. 40 fucking 5.
Why did they think that was a good idea?
45. That's not a good idea. Blackstar Goat for the 199. He says, "Might be like the Nets buying a W." Oh my god!
Really?
Yes,
Wait. Why is that not a good idea? I mean, it's better than 30.
Super team? Oh, you talking about
45?
Anubis, you dumb bitch. We talked about fucking frame pacing, not in the
No.
podcast.
Because if you play God of War, even though it was like around 45 on the PlayStation, it was better than that shitty 30. No.
Shit at 45.
No, the high performance mode played way better than the lock 30 mode.
I'm sorry. You know that I streamed the whole fucking series and I played all of them.
I'm talking about the 2018 one.
And they all play like
no. The performance mode. It's not optimal. It's not optimal.
No,
but it played better than the 30.
No, it didn't.
Okay,
every
fucking mode played like shit. It played like shit. 45
I would wish that they just drop the resolution and get it to 60 on ray tracing.
Thank you very much, J-Man. You're finally learning. I appreciate it.
I think they should have options for all three.
Bionic Boner Boy for the 2 Australian. 20 plays could eat all those Outriders bugs away.
Yo, yes, that's an Off the Record inside joke. That shit was hilarious.
That's a good one.
Kofi, I think that's everything.
That's it. Oh,
That's it, man. That's the end of the pod, man. We gave y'all long ones. It's been a while since we did a long ass episode like this, but we had to come for the people. There was actually interesting topics to talk about this week. I know y'all enjoyed the show, so hit the like button. If you want to support the podcast further, check us out on Patreon. We got over 320 Patreons over there, and we did do an Off the Record podcast this week. So if you want even more content, sign up for $1. You get an actual real podcast with Off the Record. Y'all send in questions and we answer them, and it's a good time. People know it's lit. I'm not even gonna say nothing. Talk to the people that are part of the Patreon. They'll tell you all you need to know. I'm not gonna toot my own horn over that. You know what I mean? So with that being said, let's do the outros. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode, man. We're gonna start off with our guests. We appreciate BitCloud and Anubis for joining us. BitCloud, do you want to do a quick outro?
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Show was fire, man. It's good to be back. You guys find me at BitCloud Gaming, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Yeah, have a good one.
Yes, sir.
Anubis.
Thank you for having me on, and make sure you guys support the Patreon. You guys can find me on Twitter at Anubis the Dead, and that's all.
And my beautiful panel, even though they cheese me sometimes, man. Jack, you know I love you, dog. But, you know, you have to get PlayStation dick out your mouth sometimes, dog. But you good, man. Yeah, I love you, dog. But, Jack, go ahead and do your outro, man.
Good conversation this week, man. I love debating about video games. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
I realized out of everybody on the panel, J may actually know how to trigger me. I'm noticing that. I don't know how to trigger me. I don't like that shit.
Jack, I was planning that one all week, baby. I love you.
Yeah, I got to stay weary of this guy because he know how to get me. All right, so Jiggy Battle League this Saturday. Hopefully,
Ooh.
tune in for that.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 5 p.m. Central. I think that's when we gonna do it.
Trying to
Jiggy
duck out on
merch.
the birthday dinner to get to that.
Yeah, man, Jiggy merch day. I actually sold some ski masks this week. That was surprising because people say it's hot outside, but I guess it ain't too hot. What else? YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Jack Move Johnny. Press Start Podcast on Patreon. Check out all the guests on the panel. We out. Appreciate y'all.
J-Main.
Yes, sir. Definitely great episode, Anubis and BitCloud. Appreciate y'all bringing that interesting perspective to the podcast. I love having great debates with the fellas. Catch me on Twitter at jmain518. Of course, we got the Returnal coming out on the 30th, so make sure y'all go support Sony's creative and risk-taking games that they put out. So yeah, we'll see y'all next week.
And last but not least, my guy, Alex.
Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, daily content is on the channel. Subscribe. We are 4 away from 5,700 subscribers. We are
almost 6,000,
moving
man.
up every single month, baby, because daily content on the channel. Tomorrow, we are deciding whether we go back to Counter-Strike Global Offensive or if we stay with Valorant. So come on down to the channel. I'll be streaming tomorrow on Twitch and on YouTube. I'll also be drinking, which will be exciting and fun no matter what game we play. Saturday is my day off. It's the only one I take. Sunday, Devil May Cry 3. Are we going to finish this game? Because so far, it's absolutely better than God of War 3 because I get to ride a fucking rocket and kick Cerberus in the fucking face. By the way, it's better. Monday, more videos, and after that as well, another You Should Play. So check it out on youtube.com/ohnoitsalex and subscribe to the Patreon because we give you more content and more for your money every single month. Thank you so much for watching.
With that being said, man, big shout out to Nova for uploading Press Our Podcast on SoundCloud, Google Play, iTunes. Appreciate that. And big shout out to Notorious Nicholas too for doing the timestamps for us. Your work is really appreciated. And he said he's working on something a little bit special, man. And PSP highlights. I think that's gonna be in the pipeline soon. And I appreciate that work, man. Notorious Nicholas, man. You know what I mean? I don't know what to say, man. Like, yo, I don't do nothing for you besides do this podcast that you enjoy, and I guess you wanna help us out. But we really do appreciate that you want to take the extra effort to do things like that and do the timestamps and do highlights and stuff like that. So we appreciate that. Always gonna shout you out. So we out of here. Y'all be safe, and we'll see you guys next Thursday. Be easy, people. Peace.